5. Okay, speak.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, where'd my hair go? There's my hair.
Bald! Bald! Bald!
My eyes! My eyes!
all of it. It was just like my braids. My braids just decided to poof for some reason.
Bald!
Shrink the game a little. There we go. I'm not that bald. I still have some hair. I got a little hair.
See, that's what they all like to say.
Yeah, exactly. But
It's just
no.
that the hair is usually not on the top of their head.
We are in the end monkeys. Or apes, you know what I mean. Why is this not loading? I swear my PC does not. My PC is good, but it doesn't like to cooperate with me, and I think that's more user error.
Fair.
So it's not that your PC is not cooperating with you, it's that you suck.
Well, I wouldn't use that terminology. Okay. Bioshock time. I was in the fish place.
Fish.
That doesn't narrow it down.
I am in the specific fisheries
Fish.
where they actively
Pescado.
sell fish.
Pescado.
Hello, where are you?
Pescado.
You know?
Pescada.
Pescado.
Pescada.
Boop, boop. Okay, I hear pew pews.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. I watched the original Lilo and Stitch today.
How was that?
That was good.
Still so good. It's
Did
still
you
so
enjoy
good.
yourself?
Yes, I did, and it made
okay.
me angrier.
The research
Fair enough.
camera looks just like one you'd see topside. According to this magazine article I screenshot, it can also analyze genetic information, predict biological structures.
I forgot how many turrets are in this area.
Are you streaming it on Discord or?
Oh shoot, I forgot. I forgot. I forgot that I could do that with this game, because it is an old-ass game. It's almost 20 years old. Damn.
Oh!
Oh, the time has passed!
You made us feel old.
Oh my god, this is almost a 20-year-old game. It's okay, it's okay. I wasn't, like, you aren't that old.
Oh!
I feel my bones creak.
No, it's not
I think
that
I just
old.
felt my index finger turn to dust.
Why'd you give me that and not the other shit?
It's not that
Alright,
old.
I think I got my character in order.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's good.
Congrats, I'm still working on mine.
No worries.
Let's see. Getting in the zone. I'm hacking. This is what
Getting in
real
the
hacking
zone?
is like.
You're getting
Totally.
in the zone! Auto zone!
Boo.
That one is. Oh, I forgot how many of these there were. I think there's like 4 in this room. And did something just get called on me? No, something else. No. Okay, hello. And then I can hack you. And there's one more. Hello.
YouTube.
So I got the book that, like the prequel book for Bioshock.
Uh-huh.
I haven't read it yet, but I got it. I found it for $3 on eBay, with free shipping, mind you.
Free shipping.
On only a $3 product? That's damn
Don't be
good.
like that game.
What
I
did
just
it do?
want to kill them.
Is it being a pain in the ass?
I want to put down a monster, but it's saying that this is probably going to kill them. Come on, game.
Okay,
It's not that hard.
No, it's fine. Till the game is the boss, and therefore it will die in one hit.
Got a red. Okay, yeah, it's not mine. I mean, it is mine.
Come on, game. They're level 10 now. That means I'm allowed to use level 15 creatures, right?
That's how that works.
No, it's fine, but we just tell it that it's gonna be a boss and therefore it will die in one hit.
Exactly. I hear the Ferro approaching.
He heard you talking to people, and therefore he must make
Are
the
you gonna
noise.
sing the
Therefore,
song of your people?
And therefore he must intervene.
I know. Well, it doesn't sound like he's gonna be singing today, at least. So far, I say, hoping I didn't just jinx that.
Oh, you want me to sing?
Ow, wow, wow, wow.
Ow, wow, wow.
He has such
Wow,
a
wow,
beautiful
wow, wow, wow.
voice. So we have this thing we do with Pawn and my dog. Pawn is my grandfather. Where whenever like we're opening the door for some reason, we'll tell Bruce, "Go ahead, run away, run away," and he backs back into the house like, "No, I like it here." So like even if there's something or somebody outside, he will just back it up back into the house like, "No, don't get rid of me." He knows where he has it good.
Wah, 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 wah.
He knows he's spoiled rotten.
Yep.
As he should be. Aw, somebody broke my turret. Oh shoot, I drank too much alcohol.
It was you! You broke your own turret!
Nah, there was a bunch of leadhead splicers around it. Okay, now I gotta get down in here.
A likely excuse.
Oh, how did he see me?
Oh.
Okay, I guess we are gonna have to shock it. Okay. Didn't get the alarm called on us. Yay.
And it's gonna be awkward when I have to go back to this game at the end of the weekend and be like, hey, you know that monster you said was too hard and would kill them? Yeah, it's too hard and it killed them. I have to apologize for not listening.
Sorry, that's just how it happened. You were right. You were absolutely right.
If Brian and his crew have their logs, then they can have my badge.
Yep. Time to go back through the...
Huh.
I can hear,
Yes,
like...
yes, I know that Boundary does not like that.
Doctor can be a little picky. I like this
It does not like to be short-handed.
and more alcohol.
Short-handed.
Goody, goody.
Goody goody. That anime was absolutely insane.
I mean,
I enjoyed it, but it was insane.
I do believe that was the intention
Yes.
of.
You can hear a Big Daddy around here.
Jesus loves me, this I know. For the Bible.
And I can just take a picture of this guy. Hello.
Oh, wow.
That didn't work.
Take a picture. What is this, Pokemon Snap?
No, it's Splicer Snap.
Damn it, you're making me have to play this twice.
Oh
Okay,
no. Okay, so I
I'm gonna
got that, I
put
got
it to a
that.
vote
Oh,
for you guys.
just
What?
noticed whose
So-
office this is. Huh.
So once you beat the boss and whatnot, there's like a social aspect, right?
Uh-huh.
There's an achievement to talking to all your friends, or there's an achievement to being a true introvert. Which one do you want me to do first?
Introvert.
Yeah.
So
I'm
why?
scared of people. I'm scared of people.
They're not your friends. They abandoned you.
So
The
the,
Omicron.
so the achievement is to pet the cat at the party and then leave without socializing with anyone.
Do it. That's so
Yes.
funny.
Yeah.
Is that a knife?
Okay, I'll be an introvert.
Do it. Yes.
Look, why would you talk to your friends? One of them is just gonna sound like a Pokemon saying Omicron.
She's not
The other
here.
one, really?
Yeah, no, she's not here.
The other one's a
Red.
cripple who will complain about being a cripple.
She's not here
Bryce Wilson
either.
Here. Oh my fucking god. and the other one's an
Red.
emo boy.
This is a party for her friends. Don't you want her friends anymore? They've left her.
Exactly.
I'm guessing the emo boy you're talking about is Bram. He might, and I'm quotations on this, might be there.
Wow. Wow, all of your friends abandoned you.
I don't even know where the lesbians are either.
Yellow Power Ranger and Green Lesbian aren't even around?
I don't know where
What the
they are.
fuck is the point of living?
I heard lesbians?
Yeah, there's in your inner friend group of Guild Wars, you have a couple of girls who are well, obviously they're lesbians, and unfortunately their personalities weren't really great, so we named one of them Yellow Power Rangers and the other one was just Green Lesbian.
Well, alright then.
I mean, I actually like Yellow Power Ranger more now.
She's
Green
grown on you?
Lesbian is still kind. Yeah, she's Green Lesbian is still kind of. Meh.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. The reason that one of them is called Yellow Power Ranger is because she has a semblance of a personality.
That's true.
A semblance.
Yeah. We also have the cripple, the emo boy, and there was the cool character until her voice actor left, and then she just became a Pokemon.
What? How did she just become a Pokemon?
Her voice actor had a mental breakdown and
Oh,
left
that's
because she had here's the thing. She woke up one day and had a mental breakdown because she realized that her job was voice acting a cat in a video game, and that drove her insane, so she quit her job and went back to uni.
What?
Yeah, apparently just the realization that this is where my life is, just voicing a cat in a video game, drove her insane, and she couldn't do the job anymore, so she had to leave. And now she's gone off to become an engineer.
I mean, like, good for her for going back to school.
But good for her for using, picking an actual useful fucking career.
Yeah.
But, just very funny that, that's what, that was the tipping point for her.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm a voice actor for a cat. Oh.
I'd say living the dream.
But yeah, her new voice actor, as I said, just came from one and just said the same word line every time. That sounds
Actually,
nothing like her.
I wouldn't even blame it on the voice actor. I blame it on the writers.
So basically, the cat is part of a super warring tribe, and then later in the story, you find a non-warring sect of the tribe, and they're named the Omicron, and she becomes super obsessed with the Omicron, and now it's all she talks about. It's just Omicron.
So that's literally, she's just repeating it like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's
Like every sentence has the word Omicron in it.
It's just like.
Chance to take that shot.
So who are your quote-unquote new friends?
I don't know, Gork's not here, but he was in the previous expansion.
So that sounds like a Nazura, so already an upgrade.
Yeah, but he's not in this one. Currently, it's a bunch of wizards.
Blatant down.
Be honest. Be honest. The fact that in universe right now, the commander has essentially outlived and outgrown 4 different friend groups. I feel like
I think we might be the problem.
I know. I think we might need to close curtains on the story at this point, because I feel like it's becoming a very... I don't know, your commander sounds very sad as a cat person now. They just keep losing friends.
Yeah, there's actually in the in one of them, there's a part where some shit was happening, and they're like, what's happening? And then your character goes, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. Like, stop asking me. It's like,
Why are you
Oh,
expecting me
okay.
to know?
because usually we supposedly do.
We finally had the mental breakdown. Just fuck off! I don't want to do this anymore!
Kind of, yeah.
Let me out!
So that was the
Like-
End of Dragons ending, and then the next expansion was our character was supposed to be on vacation,
And then we
Oh.
got kidnapped.
and
What?
then we got kidnapped.
Well, that's unfortunate.
And then there was a world crisis, and so now we're not on vacation anymore.
We got
Like,
kidnapped.
here's the timeline of Guild
off the
Wars.
world crisis.
Yes.
Here's the timeline. We were a rookie, like, you know, fighter or whatever part we were. We got brought into a pre-existing friend group called Divinity's Edge or some shit. They then basically disband at the end, and a new group gets formed to fight the dragons, and we get made the commander. Now, we're not really friends with the leader called Traherne, because the game kind of forces us to be it, but he's really annoying.
Right.
The
But,
real
you know-
answer. Look, this is. We gotta describe Traherne. My mom told me it's my turn on the Xbox.
Yes.
So I'm the leader.
Rapture's changing, but
Unironically,
My mom,
that is what
my
happened.
mom, who isn't
That's
your
funny.
mom, told me it's my turn on the Xbox, so you have to give me your Xbox now.
proper teammate, but he's got
That's
the add-on,
funny.
and that makes him the governor.
Anyway,
Profits back into
that group then eventually breaks up because Traherne dies, and everyone kind of fucking like throws a fit and ends up breaking apart.
Right.
So we go and make our own friend group called Dragon Watch, and we're all having a good time until we're not, and they all leave us again.
They just bounce.
Yeah.
And then we get kidnapped into a new group of friends who are a bunch of wizards. Like, I'll be honest, I feel like story-wise, our character should just retire at this point. I know we can't because we're the main character of the fucking, apparently, but at this point it's just like, getting a bit sad.
That's bad.
I mean, next month they're gonna announce another expansion, so
Oh my god.
So at this point we have exactly one consistent friend, and he's not really our friend. We go out on an adventure, and he starts gambling on how well we're gonna succeed.
oh yeah, I like Canuck. Canuck is great. He's he's great.
That's funny.
He's the best friend because he's always there for us, mostly because we make him money by winning him bets.
I'm also a little sad that his voice has changed.
You got a different VA too?
A lot of VAs have been passed around.
Look, we had a consistent friend who was like our little buddy and hung out with us all the time. He was great. He was a little weird Azura boy. Oh yeah, and his brother's soul was trapped in a robot or some shit.
Right.
And even
He's
he's
still
left us
around.
now.
No, he's still around.
He's
I
still
just
around,
haven't-
but he's not a part of it anymore, like, you know, as he used to be.
That's fair. I haven't seen
We're not
him.
waking up in jail. We're not waking up in, like, after a shipwreck and we're both in jail together and we're now, like, how do we break out, and everything we try fails because we're both incompetent.
Right.
Look, at the very least, we can say that his brother is still with us if we mod the game.
Yeah,
You can, like, put him in.
there's a literal extension called Blish HUD.
So for reference, Blish was the guy who was in the robot, and he got eaten, and we never found his body. But someone made a fucking HUD to help people farm better, named the Blish HUD.
It does a bunch of extensions for the game, essentially. So he's still in the game even though
He's not.
He's there, but he's not.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any. Okay. And I'll just put a bomb
Yeah, so
down then.
at this point, they won't because, you know, it's an MMO and they cost lots of money to make, and it would be financially a bankrupting idea to do it.
Right.
But story-wise, I feel like we need to kind of move on to Guild Wars 3 because it's getting a bit sad without character.
It's not really going anywhere.
Oh no, it's still going places. It's just that our character has been through basically hell and back.
Oh, they got
literally.
depression.
Oh
Look,
no,
I
we
would say
literally
this.
went to hell.
What, really?
Look,
Yeah, we've
Yes.
died.
We got killed by a god.
Oh my god. Pun intended.
I'd say this. If this was an actual Pathfinder campaign and I was running and the commander was someone's character, I would probably pull them aside at some point and be like, do you want to, like, retire this character and start a new one?
You're kind of putting them through a lot.
Like, this is where we're getting to in this, like, Guild Wars story. I would literally be like, hey, do you want to, like, you know, maybe retire this character to the puppy farm and we make a new party? Because they've been through a lot and I feel like they need a break.
Give them the vacation that they need.
And make it a real vacation, not, you know, they went on vacation and got kidnapped into a new fucking adventure.
Right.
Like, this is how it would be. It would be, this is your level 1 Pathfinder character that you made with everyone else, and now you're a level 20 Pathfinder character, but all the original people from your party when you were at level 1 have now left the group for one reason or another, and you're the only original member left.
Aww.
Some people have even gone through like 3 or 4 characters at this point. That's how many like changes there've been.
Right.
So as a DM, I would be pulling you across, be like, would you like to maybe like start a different group? Like, I know you're really attached to this character, but
You want to do something
I'm starting
else?
to feel bad. Do you want to maybe, you know, play a different character?
This guy's been
Like-
through too
like-
much shit, let him rest.
Like, thankfully, Nyx went through 2 friend groups, but, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of did you dirty like that, didn't we?
Aww.
Nyx went through 2 friend groups because she was on a revenge quest. So, she literally had nothing else going on in her life, where Setsu had, you know,
Found a
Family.
boyfriend. Yeah,
he
family
found a
too.
boyfriend and
You
had to
didn't even-
deal with
you
royal
didn't-
duties.
To be fair, you didn't leave to go hang out with Langdon Rose because he could have just kept hanging out. You left because, in
Family.
actual story, the fucking Nagaji or whatever what they called, God, what are the
UNT?
fucking D&D snakes called? UNT. The UNT were going through an actual civil war because of the fucking Dragon War. And you decided that you wanted to write that in as a way for Setsu to walk out because you wanted to try a different class.
Yeah.
Like, there was actually in-universe like lore as to why Setsu left. It wasn't just, you know, he wanted to go find his boyfriend.
Because, ironically, Nyx ended up hanging out with her boyfriend more than he did during that section of time.
Right.
Yeah. And then Razix left for in-universal reasons because his tribe had just almost been wiped out by the cult, and his like dad was dead, so it was like, hey, we kind of need you to come home and look after the fucking tribe again. Yeah. And then he took over the fucking old castle that the fucking cult was using as a fucking headquarters and turned it into his fucking wizard's tower.
As you do.
Yep, as you do.
But you know, you guys didn't just like up and leave Nyx for no reason. You had actual like, you know,
Plot
True.
reasons. And
stuff that
things to do.
you had plot reasons for your as to why your characters had to leave.
You had things to get done.
And you know, then you brought in 2 new characters who were basically villains in their own right.
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't really have a plot reason to remove Nyx. And also,
I
I,
mean, there
was
wasn't-
just really having fun with her class.
What was her class?
Like, she was an artificer.
Ah.
Also, I was gonna say, if you needed a plot reason to leave, the obvious one would have literally been the remnants of like all the Cobalt tribes that have been like recruited and now ditched by the cult. Didn't really have a place to go, and Nyx was kind of being seen as like the leader folk of it, so she could have gone back to Greenness to start the project early.
Okay.
There.
Like, there was definitely a way for Nyx to leave if she wanted anything.
What
But, you know, it also kind of worked that Nick stuck around because
Nah, it's gone.
at least we had a consistent person to like carry the story forward with information.
Right.
Yeah.
The bullets got frozen in the air for a second.
We sit on the council
Oh.
because these poor sods trapped
Okay.
us.
That was pretty
Not
cool.
because God gave us a chair.
I can't say that Nyx didn't have like extreme petty reasons to just, you know, keep her revenge plot going as well.
To just keep it
Oh no.
going.
Your personal tribe was all dead. Like, Nick's definitely had vendetta against the cult.
Nyx had a very good reason to keep going.
There we go.
Like, your particular brand of kobolds. There possibly have others that look like you in the world, but your actual tribe doesn't exist anymore other than you. You are Nyx is the last member of that tribe. Greenness is mostly now a collection of different kobold tribes who have gone through similar things and now just come together.
So sad.
I would like to say that at the end of the Horde of the Dragon Queen, she did actually die, and she had the chance to just stay dead. And, you know, live with her dragon, and she chose to go back because there was work to be done.
She had important things to do.
Meanwhile, Volkhart was the last one standing, and he's not gonna let anyone forget it.
He really will not.
I got this far, damn it. Get that one.
No, actually, that was probably the closest we had to like an actual, not just a TPK, but a failed campaign because, well, technically it would have been a failed campaign. It would have just been a different chapter in the story. But yeah, I saw the actual team and I was like, this is kind of fucking stupid and not very well done. So I made my own one. And I think the fact that it literally came to last man standing for like a final boss fight, I gotta pat myself on the back for that. It
did a
means
good job.
I did it very well.
Did you guys
I-
record that one?
I believe we did.
I think so.
Essentially,
It might
two of
be
the
in
players
there,
were
yeah.
dead. Two of the players were dead. Ninja was unconscious and like death save. I think she was past the death save, so she was alive. But was going to be unconscious for the next 4 hours, so she was out of the fight. So all there was Cole against
just
like
hanging
the
in
last
there.
head of tier. Against like the last head of Tiamat.
I
I
did
basically
my
did it. I did it like a Hydra fight essentially, where the 5 heads of Tiamat were their own bosses. So you're fighting 5. You're fighting 5 bosses at once.
That's pretty cool.
I did my absolute damnedest to keep everyone alive, and thankfully, it was I flavored my inventions as, oh hey, I have a bullet that heals you from a distance.
Were you still a healer then?
Oh, I'm always healer.
Most of the time he's healer. There's the one time you weren't when Cole's playing Clank, he was healer then.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
you're a fighter. Also, when you were the barbarian and
I'm still so fucking proud of that one.
yeah, Tony doesn't die, but you definitely weren't the healer in that campaign. You were
Yeah, no,
the
you-
tank.
Yeah.
So
I was actually.
yes,
I
you
had a
do
few
tend to
spells
end up
as the warlock.
a healer a lot of the time, but not
Parasites we fled from. You stretch the necks for a small price to pay for our deals.
So basically, I don't remember how I power gamed my way into basically immortality.
So it wasn't power gaming, but the class the like build you went with has a fun ability where when you get knocked to 0, you can do a con save to get back up afterwards, and you kept passing those con saves essentially.
Yep.
And every time that I had to, you know, do the con save, it got harder by like, you gotta get another, the first one was easy, just get above a 5, get above a 10, get above a 15, get above a, get a 20, get above a 25. And it's just, I had so many pluses on me, I fucking lasted all the way up to 30.
Damn.
And by then the dragon ran out of attacks, and then you took it out the next turn, so it didn't get a second turn to try and kill you again.
He just
And then it
completely
fucking
ran.
landed on me.
That's funny. And she's dead.
As you probably have learnt, Uni, having played with us,
Yes.
boss fights don't tend to, you know, except for like the big final boss at the end, like Tiamat, boss fights don't tend to really be boss fights in this group. That's when everyone decides to lock the fuck in for some reason.
No, it's the small little hippos that fuck us up.
Yeah.
Like, for good reference of Tiny doesn't die,
Right.
because that's why it's a meme, is she was if she didn't roll a nat fucking 20, she was going down.
What? That's how close it
And
was.
and I rolled that nat 20. The next time I got hit, there's no roll I could have done to save me. Because it wasn't a skill check where it's like, oh, you got a nat 20, therefore you auto-succeed. No, it was you have to roll above it with your
Multiply.
pluses.
Oh my gosh.
And because it's D&D, Red only had a plus 10, which is what allowed him to get the 30 with the 20.
So that was lucky.
So,
That was retardedly lucky, which is why the meme is Tiny doesn't die.
Tiny just survives. Oh shit.
Punishing me for bringing her back.
Then the dragon went down and it landed on top of Tiny.
This would be a better life for us.
and then Tiny went on
Oh,
top.
wrong one.
Bigger fool than that.
I accidentally pissed off the Big Daddy.
There.
I was trying to hit a splicer, but I hit the Big Daddy instead. So I'm gonna run and let him chill the fuck out.
Is the friend of the parasite. It is
Because I don't remember if it's in this game or Bioshock 2, where even hitting them with the enraged plasmid will aggro them on you, and not just everyone else.
Fair.
Because in one of the games, you can hit them with the enraged plasmid, and after they kill all the splicers in the area, they'll chill. I don't remember if that's this one. So let me go look. Oh, well, this guy's dead. I don't see the big... Okay, he's chill. He didn't aggro on me. So that means it's Bioshock 2 where he aggroes.
And then Tiny proceeded to drink the dragon's blood because she earned that.
She got wings. Wait,
You already had wings at that point.
She didn't have
no,
wings.
no, she didn't.
You guys,
she didn't.
you guys had wings. I didn't.
Yeah, Tiny didn't have wings.
Fair enough.
The Dragon Lord offered all of us wings, and I went, I don't feel like I've earned them. And then we fucking killed a dragon.
And then you earned them.
And then I looked at the monster manual and I was like, okay, so now that they're level 15, what else is there to fight in the world? And it's like, well, I can throw more dragons at them, or I can start going into like aliens and shit. And I'm like, I don't want to do really either of those things.
That's fair.
So I called it end to the. So even though it wasn't really the end of the campaign story-wise, it was an end to the campaign in terms of like what we could actually do.
Right.
Like my choices were I throw smaller things that are more reasonable at you, and then there's like 30 of them in a fight, and each fight takes 4 hours.
Right. Of course.
Or I keep throwing things that are the same level as them. But at that point, like, D&D kind of really fucking pulls off with its high-level enemies in terms of like variety.
It starts to repeat itself, kinda.
Yeah, so either it becomes a lot of weird shit that doesn't make sense, like mind flames and stuff that I don't really want to do. Or I just, every week becomes a dragon fight.
Yeah, I can see how that'd get frustrating. Even if there are like a lot of dragons, at the end of the day, it's still a dragon.
Yeah.
Like, we're taking Pathfinder right now. I'm literally struggling with the issue of you guys aren't strong enough to fight the things I want you to fight because there's some cool shit.
Right.
Like, Pathfinder is having the opposite effect where I want to level you guys up faster so I can throw cooler things at you. D&D is like, I want to... D&D is I want to lasso you guys and hold you back so I can keep you fighting the cooler things. Because once you go past those cool things, there's nothing really for you to do anymore.
That's honestly, I didn't know that about D. Well, I guess I've never been in a campaign that got super far.
I mean, you did join. You did join our campaigns because and if I remember well, you said you are tired of ending up in campaigns that end up just being one shots.
Yes.
Kind of the D&D curse, is it not?
The best time to play D&D, in my opinions, are between level 3 to 8. That's where both the best part for character-wise is for your classes, but then also the best things as a DM to be able to do in terms of like strength.
They have like the most kind of options to work with.
Yeah, like everything seems to fall into that period of like, I can throw things from like basic goblins and kobolds and bandits at you still, all the way up to like I can throw a big monster at you like a lich or a dragon or something.
And it's still like reasonable but not overtly powerful.
Yeah. But once you get like, I'm gonna say once you get to like level 12, D&D campaigns I feel like just come to a rock solid end, unless you know you're building up to let's go fight God.
Yeah.
The JRPG route.
I like how the newer Red Panda I drew came out.
Nice.
It was cute.
If I remember well, because I did taunt the dragon after it was dead. What the fuck was it? Oh yeah, they got their wings as a gift. You were nothing but a sacrifice for mine.
Oh my.
And then I spat on its corpse.
That's brutal. What'd the dragon ever do to you?
Try to kill us?
Yes, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It used all of its 5 actions to strike me down.
Whoa, wait, it just...
Well, had you died earlier, it could have hit someone else, Ren. You were just selfish.
It was your fault!
Had you just stayed down after the first hit like you were meant to, he could have gone over and hit Ninja or Cole. But you decided to, you know, stay alive, so he had to keep hitting you. And then even after he used all 5 of his actions to hit you, you were still deciding to stay there with 1 HP. Like a bitch.
And then, I think after a while, it used 4 of its 5 actions to hit Ren, and then it decided to hit Kit. And actually hit Kit.
It got frustrated trying to kill Tiny.
Tiny can be hard to hit.
The funny thing is, I also made sure the reason I called her Tiny is because it was for a fucking meme. I kid you not. I made her as small as a kobold could be, and then I gave her like a fucking massive two-handed sword, and then I gave her a feat that let her carry it with 1 hand.
That's pretty good. But also, how tiny can kobolds be?
I think it was 4 feet. 3 feet, I think.
So the average height of kobolds in D&D range between 2 to 4 feet.
Oh, so I was 2 feet.
You were small.
You were 2 feet tall. Nature was the tallest one at 4 foot.
I must find where the cat is.
You guys were so tiny. Oh, did Diamond disappear or in the game?
No, I'm talking about in the game.
Oh, I was
Get
just
the
like, where
achievement
did
of petting
Diamond go?
cat. Get the achievement of petting
Like,
the
the
cat.
weird
and
thing
eating
about
out.
kobolds, they're counted as small creatures, right? Because, you know, they're 2 to 4 feet.
Right.
But technically,
Yeah.
because of that, if you played as the tallest possible kobold at 4 feet, you would be the same height, the average height of a dwarf, which is a medium creature.
Ooh.
So I always felt like, you know, because there's some races that can be small or medium, and I always felt like kobold should also get that because you
Yeah,
can either be
that
a
variation.
regular, you could be like the tall kobold who just passes over into medium size.
I
They
knew
know.
kobolds were tiny, but damn, very tiny.
Yeah, nah. Sorry about the tiny fuckers.
They're little guys.
Also,
It's
Uni,
what
you're
makes
gonna
them cute.
learn my characters range from large to short stack.
No in between.
Never in the middle. Never in the middle. I always go either the tallest I can be
Or the
or
smallest.
the shortest I can be.
There's the cat.
It really, really depends on how I'm feeling.
You know what? That's fair. I think
I
a lot of
played this
both my
like
characters
true-
tend to be about average.
I played this like a true introvert.
You avoided everyone, touched the cat, and left.
Excellent.
I ate food, touched the cat, and then left.
There.
Priorities!
Oh my god, it's the same place as last time. I'm gonna say quack and the stream's gonna end again.
Hopefully not.
Let's not jinx it! I'm still alive right now, that's what matters. Oh god, somebody's trying to hit me, aren't they? There she is.
Okay, yeah, no, I can't mingle with you guys anymore.
Excuse me, that was a very good shot.
I forget how tanky they get.
They do. Especially because I'm playing on hard, so they're extra tanky. They're also smarter,
Fair.
so it's a little harder to trick them into traps. Which is something like I guess I never considered. I always just assumed that the easiest way to make them more difficult would just be to buff them up. No.
They went the route of giving more HP. That's
Yep.
how you make them harder, yeah?
Well, they did.
No,
both,
I
like-
do.
Go ahead.
I do prefer when they get smarter.
Yeah, because then you have to think too.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they get smarter, it's better.
You gotta use your brain machine more. I hear her. Let's do the electric buck. Where is she? I can hear her. I don't see her, but I can hear her. Oh, there she is. The ones that are like, I say fun, but are really kind of annoying to deal with are the silent splicers. That you get in Fort Frolic? Yeah, it's called Fort Frolic. She's like hanging on from her hook. Wait, is she glitched? She's glitched! Look!
Ha!
She's stuck!
She's very stuck.
Well, easy pickings. Die. Wait, actually, let's use the anti-personnel. That should do more damage.
There we go. That is some
still
good damage
stuck.
output. Okay, what you do is you grab her by the legs and then you pull her down.
That's so funny. Wait, can I get her down with telepathy?
Well, good luck looting that body.
No, I got it.
There you go.
Yeah, I got it. That's
That
so
body?
funny. How did that happen? I can't see how that even happened.
What's this?
That's weird. Is there anything worth grabbing? Actually, do I have security command already? I think I do. Yeah, I do. Okay, we're good. Because once I go into the main fisheries, the game is not going to let me come back out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Come
because
back
then,
when you have some money, buddy.
Dude. What else can we grab here while we're here? First aid kit, that's good. Actually, since we're not coming back, we can just break this and get the free first aid kit.
Oh,
Yoink.
that reminds me. I gotta look
Double
at
yoink.
my...
The warp rat didn't get himself that. You got.
I find it so extra that they make you knock with the wrench. Like, you could just use your fist, but you got a wrench!
You set here a spell. I needs to set off.
Oh, I guess my Atlas did update.
Puts on silverware in the.
You never know if you're gonna like have to knock someone's head or not. At this
Guess that's fair. What did they do? Did they add new species? I heard they were talking about that.
I don't think they were adding new species. I think they were reworking the meshes for the species.
I got you.
So
That
they didn't just so that they didn't just feel like, you know, palette swaps.
Right. Damn it, I don't got fire. There's the thing for fire.
Go ahead, stab yourself.
Yeah. Incinerate? No, I just want the incinerate so I can get the stuff that's here.
If that's the price, you're gonna have to pay it. We can't
Incinerate.
very well take your
Because I
plasma
can
away
get a new
now, can we?
hypo. Focused hacker. Now we're gonna do that one instead. A whole ass corpse is just vibing there too. Good for them.
Okay, I forget. Is it this one or the second one where the fucking hacking machine just blatantly cheats?
What do you mean?
When you're doing the hacking with the fluid thingy, sometimes the node that is right at the exit is just an alarm, and you actually literally cannot complete.
Yeah, it's this one. Okay.
And sometimes it's a little more subtle, and it just surrounds the exit node with alarms, and therefore you can't do it.
Yeah, it's annoying when it does that. I believe they patched it mostly, but it can still happen. It's like a rare percentage now, but it still happens.
I do remember it did happen to me.
Because it was never meant to be, like, intentional.
It was never meant to be impossible.
Yeah.
It just happened to become impossible.
Yeah, just because, well, if you program this thing to let you have any tile have a chance of being a alarm tile, then it's just gonna happen. You're gonna have to program it to check for where the exit is every time.
Yep.
Which I imagine is something they didn't initially consider they'd have to do. But thankfully, like, it hasn't happened to me this run yet, knock on wood. Go. Okay, now let's see how much I
Don't
can
worry,
get.
Uni. Your bad luck extends to your physical health.
You're not wrong. I don't know why. I just tend to be cursed. I swear, when I went to the
This
ER
place
this
is
last
cursed.
time, everything kept breaking, like all of the machines.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like, yeah, don't worry, it happens around me.
This woman is cursed.
I'm cursed. I remember when I was a kid, radios would stop working around me.
What?
What kind of natural electromagnetism do you have?
I don't know, but it's
why do you have a natural magnetic... Magnetic... What the fuck is it called?
magnetic field.
Yes, thank you.
I don't know, but I remember it happening a lot as a kid because I thought it was so cool. That, like, because I listened to the radio, like, a lot as a kid because it was always on in my house. So I'd just be, like, chilling and, like, my mom would have the radio on and I'd be like, okay, I want to fuck with her, so I'd get close to it. And then it would just start staticking. So that's my special superpower. Was I gonna
Electromagnetic field. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes.
I found it eventually.
It came down to it eventually. Okay, there's a turret right here. Hello.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Wow.
Why? Why? Why, Luigi?
Waluigi time.
Why?
It's a mine. It's a mine.
Have you guys
Wario,
seen
get off
post?
of that. It's a mine. It's a mine.
Have you guys seen that post that pointed out that, like, Waluigi is just basically the guy that they call to play sports because he doesn't appear in anything else?
Well,
Yeah.
he is.
In weird illegal leagues areas.
Wait, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
Right. Oh wait, I guess I already killed the dude. There's still a fight. Why did he get yeeted?
Why not?
That's so, like, he just got shot by a bullet, but, like, it looked like somebody threw him in the air.
Because ragdolls are fun.
Yeah.
And we'll die on that hill.
Yoink.
Ragdolls are fun. There's no hill to die on. But
It's the truth.
Correct.
It is an objective truth. And I go through. Here. Where's the things? There's no things. Oh, there's a dude. Looks like on a meat hook. Damn, ow.
Yeah, you got gutted like a fish.
That's something I consider with living in Rapture. The only meat you could really eat is like fish and seafood, because like I wouldn't say that they'd be able to do stuff like regular cattle agriculture and kind of things.
Yep.
Yeah, fair.
But you know, I already eat a lot of fish, so it wouldn't be like the end of the world for me. But it's still just an interesting thought.
I would die.
Well, welcome to Rapture. Before we enter Rapture, are you okay with eating exclusively fish?
For the rest of your life?
Me. I'd rather die.
No, thank you!
I am not the biggest fan of fish.
I like fish, but I don't know if I could eat it for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
Right.
like almost all of the time. Well, it's either that or go vegetarian.
Yeah, I think I'd still rather just die.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, you know what? Fair. Fair, I like
Yeah,
meat
you
too
did it.
much.
He didn't really present a good alternative to only fish.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. That's true. That's true.
That
Also,
just reminds me of that
secondary.
one gag in Freakazoid where he's just like, "Hey, Cosgrove, how come you never got married? I like meat too much. You can still be married and have a lot of meat. I never thought of that."
One does not mean you can't have the other, bro.
In
Oh,
his
really?
mind, it was true.
That's so funny. Yeah,
They
he
also,
would do fine.
people also like to flavor it like a gay joke
Ah.
because he likes
fair.
meat too much.
Fair
Ah.
enough.
Ah.
I get it. Yoink. So I have 2 canker sores in my mouth right now, and I am absolutely hecking dying.
God, ow.
I hate canker sores so much. I'd rather die.
Ugh, yeah, I love it. I hate
Well-
them too, yeah.
Which ones did you get? The redhead, the blonde, or the one with the blue hair?
Eh. Eh.
What?
Stupid.
Yeah. What?
What?
What did you say?
I'm
Don't know,
confused.
just dead.
Can you hear me?
You,
Yeah, yes.
you uncultured swine!
What?
No. Were you confused about the joke that Rick
Yeah.
made or something else? Oh. Okay,
You
yeah, no.
uncultured swine!
I agree
Go,
with him in this. Just edit it.
I've been at forever. I didn't. I remember the girls now, though. I completely forgot that was their nickname.
No, they're
That was their
called the
nickname,
Kank.
that's their names.
Yeah, they're
The
called the
Kanker
Kanker
sisters.
sisters.
Oh shit! I completely forgot. I did watch I watched a little bit of Ed and Eddie, but it was one of the shows that my folks didn't like me watching.
Ah, because it's funny.
No,
It
just
was
because it's a
gross.
little bit crude. more crude than a lot of other shows that were on at the time. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch Billy and Mandy either.
Because it was funny.
And the thing is, like, Billy and Mandy was, like, right up my alley, because I, like, love, like, that kind of supernatural stuff. So, like, I remember, like, always wanting to watch it, but, like, even when I was alone, I'd be like, oh, they're gonna catch me and I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh, you were too much of a good girl.
I was too good of a girl. Ow. Die. Die. Okay, he's dead. Oh, there's safe in here. I do think I kind of prefer the hacking system in this game versus Bioshock 2 and Infinite. Well, Infinite doesn't have a hacking system, which kind of sucks.
I was gonna say, I don't remember Bioshock Infinite having a hacking system.
No, the way Infinite works is that if you want to get a bot to obey you or do something like that, you have to use possession, which I think is a lot less efficient than having something that's permanently hacked.
Yeah.
Especially, like, if you're, like, doing turrets or whatever, and you would, like, you know, like them to be out of the way, you can't. Because after a little while,
on the plus side,
go ahead.
On the plus side, though, you could possess people.
Yes, but you can kind of do that already in Bioshock 1 and 2 with Enrage, and it does the same thing.
True.
So that's what I'm saying, like, it felt like a bit of a downgrade in that sense. Oh, here's a director's commentary.
One of the biggest challenges Irrational faced when developing Bioshock
Let's play it.
figuring out a way to retain the feeling of a deep RPG while making the game accessible to a broader console audience. Ultimately, the team succeeded in creating an intricate system of weapon and character upgrades that gave the player choice and customization while keeping the gameplay fast, lean,
I believe that these were done with the director, Kevin Levine, and then one of the art directors. Just the little things. Let me see if this is the first one or I missed one. Oh yeah, I must have missed the one in the medical pavilion.
One of the hallmarks of Bioshock,
because this is the second one.
It really blended RPG and sort of first-person action game.
That's true. This game was kind of revolutionary for when it first came out.
A decade ago was really pretty revolutionary.
I love the little sister in the background.
The team, I think, at some point it became clear that you wanted this to work on consoles, not on PC, right? Yeah.
They say as we're playing it on
the
PC.
The idea of doing a console game and a PC game. And doing something that sort of felt like a shooter but had much more depth. And I know in some of the early design docs we talked about sort of creating an FPS plus versus an RPG light. What was the difference in your mind between those two?
I think for us is the big difference.
Yeah, he did System Shock 2, Bioshock, and Bioshock Infinite.
Was more about your character growth and Bioshock more about the environment. Because with
I do want to check out System Shock eventually.
We didn't really have
same.
Because I've heard good things about it.
I played 2.
How was it?
2 was fun.
To sort of make
I liked it.
Really convincing environment.
It's funny because in one of these interviews he mentions that it feels like no one played System Talk 2, in his opinion.
System Talk.
System Talk!
We thought right at the beginning.
I forgot English.
But as we started building,
what is English?
We could realize that the visual
a massive jumble of multiple languages trying to masquerade as each other.
And telling them
honestly, I was just expecting the 5 languages in the trench coat.
Also very true.
The story. And it was still very much for the time. I think for the time.
Not to mention how different it is from like old English now.
There wasn't a lot of growth in shooters.
Yeah.
Still, I think for the time, very.
And the fact that so many, the way that we spell a lot of letters is because printing was expensive.
Growth thing. Because we
spell a lot of words, excuse me.
Part of it was just figuring out how to do that all on a console.
I don't remember why we do the Z thing though.
Z thing?
Why we put Z's in some letters that had S's.
You see a
because you Americans are fucking weird.
I've never seen that.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing, because like I know why like words like color don't have the U is because of printing, but I don't know about the Z.
Knew what they were and they weren't going to change. Sean, was that something that from a sort of creative
the amount of times I write a word and then Discord or Google or whoever yells at me because it's like, no, it's not. This word has a Z, and it's like, no, it fucking doesn't. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. I, for whatever reason, despite being American, grew up writing the word gray with an E instead of an A.
Didn't feel like crap.
Which means that it's very annoying when I'm trying to type it. Because I get yelled at like, don't you mean an A?
I mean, it's a very
It
easy
has
way
an
to remember
A?
which way yeah, depends where you're from. And it's a very easy way to remember it.
In a first-person
Yeah.
shooter, that's
A
your
for
star.
America,
That's the
E
thing
for
that you're
England.
seeing all the time. When it comes
Yep.
to other things, plasmids, things that are.
I think
you
the
know,
reason I spell it with
Tonics.
an E is
Tonics,
because it
yes,
was in a
sorry.
lot of anime
Come on.
subtitles when I was a kid.
10 years. Those things were more
Ah.
devoted to machines that you would then have to interact
Oh shit,
with,
this
so you're not
interview was
carrying
done 10
the
years after
inventory
the game, and we're
around
almost
with you.
20 years.
But each of these decisions
Damn.
on how we're going to upgrade the player.
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
like
so
mouse
that
and
answers
keyboard,
when
okay,
the
you just use the mouse
remastered
and
came
all
out. It
these
was in
buttons at your
2017.
disposal.
You can
Yeah.
arbitrarily point at part of the
I think my
screen.
I think my favorite of the
Yeah, so we certainly
differences when it comes to America and like the rest of the world when it comes to English.
adapt these things to the console.
Oh.
It's someone just
Like having
I forget who it
like
was, but someone's just like
types and stuff like that. Like, we
in
went through
America they say the
numerous,
word
numerous
herb,
iterations of the interface.
but in the rest of the world we say the
When
word
first
herb
came, you know,
because
we
it has a
put
fucking
the
H in
interface
it.
to play. It was very tricky.
I mean, that's very
I say
true.
herb too.
Working on it and
Say
working on
herb
it
I do
too.
say herb,
because you want to feel like
but it
second
does
nature.
Ah,
in
we
fact
found
have
the
an
outlier.
H. No,
A lot of time.
but it does have an H. I will say I pronounce the L in salmon.
Huh?
Salmon has an L. You're not supposed to pronounce it.
What motivated the idea of having
Salmon?
So
Yeah,
much
that's how you're supposed to say
choice
it.
in the way you
That
I-
sounds wrong!
But I've always said it's salmon. But you're not supposed to pronounce the L.
better sense of authorship over the experience.
No, it's
or what
salmon.
was driving
Yeah,
I've always
but
liked
if
the
you
idea of
actually tell like an
playing a lot
English
of
professor
video
that, they'll
games
get on your
and play
ass.
style and experimenting with the
I feel
play
like
style
your
and
English
seeing things and seeing where
professor
working
was-
didn't work and
No,
interacting
it's salmon.
with the environment. The notion that it's sort of a playground
Where?
that you get to play around
Yeah,
with
it's salmon.
and
Yeah.
imprint your own design.
That's how you say it.
on was
It's
great, 'cause
salmon.
I think we were
Salmon.
more skeptical
Salmon.
about being able to do that with story at the
Salmon.
time. In fact, so much to the
Salmon.
point where that became
Salmon.
almost a
Salmon.
joke,
You gotta have the
since
sound,
then,
because
it has an
how
L.
little agency you have in your
No,
story,
it's silent.
but agency in terms of how
I
you
know
play
it's
the
silent.
Well, then I guess
experience.
the H in herb is silent too.
As compared to most shooters
That's
at
not.
the time where
You're just
basically
fucking weird.
you can shoot 'em
No,
with
this
a
Beat
this is
Americans.
the point about
That was-
English.
that was
English
really
is
important.
weird.
We spent a lot of time trying to make the game. the
No,
world
English is
actually
fine,
the
and
way
then
you
Americans
would
made it
expect
weird.
and hope it to
I would say it
react.
was weird before.
And some
It
of
just
those
got worse.
Oh, it was. But
system
you made it
or
worse.
decisions
Yeah.
we made about systems
At least,
that
at least
benefit
the
their
Australian
head,
version of it,
atoms
we just made
behind
words
big data
really
and
short because we
systems
couldn't
like
be
you
bothered
can't
saying all the
get
fucking
atoms, you get
vowels.
the big data, which then becomes a
Like
roving
we just got
boss
rid
fight,
of,
which then
we just
becomes
took
another
words and
system
cut them in
like
half
that.
because you know
I don't know if
we're
we planned
lazy.
that from the start or it was one of
Exactly.
those happy, like,
You
same
changed the
words, like,
spelling and how
decision
things
that
are
we made
said, and
about
it's
putting
like
atoms
fucking
behind a big
why?
daddy
Why
totally worked
do
because
that?
now we have a different type of boss
I
fight that
don't
we have
know,
never
and I've
seen.
always felt
Actually,
very
it was
arbitrary.
that- it was the other way because what happened was
Like I
originally the
remember
word
when I
response to
was.
Adam and
Well, you see, we changed all the words because World War II happened, and we said fuck the German part of English, and then that fucked everything over.
It messed
So we
up
went,
a lot.
okay, we gotta return.
So we had to come up with
We gotta
currency
return
that
the
was
German,
exclusive to them.
but
We
we
knew
gotta
that was where the
misspell
fun
things
was,
that it's
right?
not
But
too
we
German.
also knew people were terrified of them, and we didn't wanna
This will
fight them.
totally work as a
So,
functional
game-
language
video
that will
game
not
development and
confuse
system
everyone who
development is a lot
tries
like
to learn it.
economics, right? You know, in economics, you try to encourage
I have
certain
heard that
behaviors
English
through
is like one of the
taxation, through
hardest
tax
languages to
policy.
learn if you're not a
You know,
native
It is.
speaker.
business
Yeah.
growth, so you lower taxes on
I mean, it is
certain
5
areas of
languages in the
business
trench
economy,
coat.
or you wanna
Exactly.
encourage, you know,
I
people to
forgot
move
which
into this
Nordic
area, so you make
language
incentives to
that
move
if you
into it.
learn
You had to
it,
make
it
an
like
incentive
makes
to
every
play
other
with
language
Big Daddy,
easier to
and Adam
learn.
became that incentive. And then
I forgot which one
one
it is.
then you had a new piece of narrative.
Norway or
that you could
Swedish. I
incorporate
can't remember which one of the two
story.
it is.
Yeah, that's what
But
I'm
yes,
like.
basically, if you learn its language, it then allows you to then easily translate into every other language, pretty much.
Which is like so interesting how that works. Like it just sets the pathways on your brain and right.
I'll not have him hurt my little ones.
Talk a bit about the plasmids and the vending machines.
What was
and
I gonna
that sort of
say?
whole
I mean, apparently
approach to,
the
I guess,
easiest
putting
language to
kind of
learn and, like,
trees,
you know,
and coming from PC
why it's so
games,
universally
strategy
learnt
and
is
whatnot,
fucking
very
Braille.
complicated
Yeah.
ways of how you would upgrade things. I thought you guys did a really
Although as far as
No, we're talking
spelling
about it
goes,
standard.
Korean is also
to
supposed to
how
be
you
pretty
made it very
easy.
accessible to a console audience. How did that evolve?
At
Nah,
least
Spanish.
spelling,
The
not
vending machines
speaking.
were gonna be there from the
Spanish
get-go?
has like
We had vending
definitive
machines
rules
in
that makes it
Bioshock too, so
easier
we
to
were sort
understand
of
than like
lifting that, and I always thought that was
English.
a fun,
Nah, Spanish.
They, I
fun
don't get
notion
Spanish
to-
because
it's
you
a
give
say
like
affordance.
you give like objects genders, and
Yeah.
I'm just like,
See a machine
That's confusing. A chair is a chair. Don't be like, it's a he chair or a she chair. It's a chair. Fuck off.
La silla.
Things, put limitations on ourselves.
All chairs are she's.
Yes, that's how that works.
You can't shoot him. He sits there. He doesn't say anything.
It doesn't make
And all of a
much
sudden he feels
sense.
fake. Where if any
Couches are he's though.
machine could
Yeah.
feel 100% authentic. You know,
This is exactly what I was fucking talking about.
Yeah.
Why are you giving them? Why are you giving them pronouns?
It's not so much that we're giving them pronouns, it's so much that they end in a masculine or feminine letter.
Which is also a very funny statement.
So the vending machines became an important
If it ends with an A, it's feminine. If it ends with an O, it's masculine.
clown image came from
Everybody knows.
that image is actually from
So
a food
silly.
container or something from like the
It's so like the other
1940s.
consequence
And
of
so we
that
have
though
both
is
of
that
those
Spanish, like if you write
images
something in
and I
English,
saw
it's
that
going to be
image
like
and I'm like,
much longer in Spanish
oh,
as a
let's put that
result.
clown on it and we'll call it Circus of
You know what?
Values. And
You know what I
then,
will say about English though,
wrote
compared to
lines
other languages?
for it, decided he'd be this sort of
Their
asshole
numbers at least
clown.
make sense.
And
Have you heard like
then,
someone trying to
he
count
hired
in
the best
French?
actor in the
No.
world to play that part.
Yeah.
That's me.
Are we talking about the fact that they start doing math in the middle of the
My
fucking
biggest
counting?
advantage,
Yes.
What?
I didn't know
Yeah.
you realized
So
that.
instead of having a
Why?
word for instead of having a word for 80,
My
like
wife
we have,
hates
like
that voice.
80, it is 80, right?
Give us a little
Yes.
bit right here.
Everyone knows what 80.
Welcome to the circus.
The
of
way you say it in
values.
French
You're not
is
allowed to do that.
420s.
Do it outside of the house.
Yeah.
But it allowed
Why?
us- it
That's
allowed
their
us to
word.
have something that
That's
felt
their
very
word
real,
for it. Is
while being very
420s.
limited at the same time.
They
What
do
is it?
math.
That sounds very annoying. Wait, which one was it?
And also,
Roman numerals only go up to like
Plasmids, sort of the
3,000.
motif of sort of the videos and how you explain sort of what a plasmid was. That was a
So
real
that's a fun
effort
fact.
to sort of explain that. Sean, how did you guys
I mean,
evolve that? Because it was very
Again, I
artistic.
think-
For the longest time, there
I
wasn't
think
a
those
number
came
for
on
the
pretty
for
late, too,
zero.
because
That's
We didn't
true.
have a nothing
you're
in math.
developing all these systems
That is
and
true. I believe that
you
came from
make the
India.
assumptions because
That they
you're
just
dealing with
they
them every
Yep.
day,
quote unquote
that
discovered
the
it.
player who gets this game is going
They
to
discovered that
understand
nothing
what these
existed.
systems are.
Incredible
And,
discovery.
You always joke that
Well, honestly,
You know
yeah,
what?
it is.
the game,
The
you
absence
can't
of nothing
expect
is an
somebody
importance.
to have a README file.
You know what? It
No
makes
one's
sense that it
understanding
comes
what
from
these
fucking
puzzles are or
India.
how to use them.
Why?
How do we present these
Buddhism.
to the audience in such a way
you
that
know
they're
what?
going
That
to
makes
understand
sense.
what it is?
I guess I can
fictionally and
understand
what it
that.
is functionally. Feels
Oh,
right
speaking
flawless
of
to a lot
numbers,
of the
they did like a
innovations on
poll
how we
to like general
sit
Americans
down
that
and
was
we,
like,
you know,
do you
write out
approve
the little
Arabic
30-second
numerals
commercial
being
what this
taught
thing
in
is,
schools?
again,
And like
because going back to the
overwhelmingly the
narrative,
answer was
this is
no.
what would happen in Rapture.
And I'm just
People
like,
are trying to sell these things, so they would come up with
do these people
commercials
know
that
what Arabic
explain why
numerals
you need
are?
this. Using that as your framework, you
I
can
mean,
come up with all
people
these
don't know what the
little-
scientific terms
little
of basic
gags that
shit
people
is.
will remember.
It was like when people went around
But
saying that you have to be
I think
careful
ultimately
because
in
there's
the end,
H2O in the
expensive.
water,
Yeah.
and people had a
Agree,
mass
'cause they're
breakout,
cheap.
had mass
One of the
panic
most
about
fun
it.
things about it is we
No,
spent-
they
we didn't wanna
H2O is
make it
too
long,
common
we
of a
didn't have lot
term,
of
but it was
really
like they
artsy
gave the
things, like a couple
scientific
frames
name,
of
like
animation, and then
dihydrogen
essentially-
monoxide.
And so we had to figure out how do we message. How
I was
this
like,
thing
don't
There was
you
a massive
know
fucking freak out.
that.
that
There was a massive
everyone-
freak out, and everyone
That's
began
the marketing
protesting.
right?
Yeah.
How do you
And they were like,
message
don't you
how
know that
something
everyone
works?
exposed to
Marketing
dihydrogen
and
monoxide
storyline are
dies?
very
I'm
similar
like,
things.
yeah.
You're trying to get a message across in a very brief period of time in a very
I
snap.
mean,
What do you
that's
call it?
technically
But it can
true.
literally kill you.
I
Also,
always felt
I
that
found the
tutorials
video of the
are
person
so
counting
yeah.
how the French would
And
count in English.
because
God.
they're usually like, you know.
I like the other
scene,
one that I've
there's
seen
like a
passed around
shooting
where
range
it's
or something
like,
that, and you
do you want to sign a
it's-
petition
it's
to
so
end women's
boring.
suffrage?
And so
Yeah,
And
and
they're
like
like, yeah,
people
I want to end
misunderstood
women's
that.
suffering.
train people while not
And
letting
it's
them
like,
know they're being trained. And
no,
reality is
that's not what
really
that is.
I read like somebody said like the average person doesn't realize how stupid the average
And
person
so those things
is.
were like, I don't even know if they were 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
Look,
that is
what I
painfully
like-
true.
I've made the absolute atrocious joke of the fact that I can go up to a random woman, say, would you like to end women's suffrage? And she will say yes because she thinks I'm talking about suffering and not voting
Yeah.
is a good enough excuse to remove women's suffrage.
Oh.
Oh.
And like the funny thing is, I thought that was just a meme. And then I played Cards Against Humanity with my wife's sister.
Oh, Cards Against... Oh, they made a Pokemon version of Cards Against Humanity recently.
The fuck?
Yeah! Like, I'm wondering, like, how they got away with that Nintendo-wise. Especially because Nintendo's been kind of so happy lately.
Yeah.
Nintendo hasn't realized
I'm
it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
probably
sure
true.
as long as it's, you know, just the word like Pikachu, they probably can't sue them for that. because they can't technically own the word.
Can't they?
No, that's why you know, otherwise every time a movie makes a reference where they mention like, that guy looks like a Pikachu, Nintendo could go and sue them for it.
I got you.
So, you know, them having a card that just says Pikachu on it.
Isn't like that big.
As long as that, they can't really do much about that, I don't think.
However, if they were to, you know, blatantly draw a Pikachu,
That's a different question.
If you pull out the card and it literally has a Pikachu on it saying Pikachu, then they probably go for the then it'll come for your ass.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that sounds about right. There is a turret right here. And I still don't have film. Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. Move it. Die. Die. Okay, that exploded a little too close to me. Something that I observed while playing Infinite is that they took away a lot of the environmental interactions that the other Bioshock games let you do.
Huh.
Because, like, you know how, like, there's obviously the melting ice kind of deal.
Yeah.
But there's, like, a lot of other things you can do. Like, for instance, you can set a teddy bear on fire and then throw it as, like, you can throw it as a projectile while it's on fire. Or, like, if you... Or if you, like, smack something...
God, how fucking bad it was.
It'll leave a mark.
Blue is suffering.
Why is he suffering?
No, I'm just listening. I'm just watching the guy do the math, and I forgot how to count the numbers, and I forgot how bad it was.
It sounds painful. How do they... Oh my god, too much alcohol.
Okay, they're on... So, for example, 78. Well, yep, so 78. The word in French is 60-10-8.
What?
Because it's 60 plus 10 plus 8. So that's how you say it, 60-10-8.
No. Why?
You've had your fun, but
is that not how you say 68?
No.
78. Whatever.
78.
I don't even know what word they were trying to do anymore.
It sounds painful. I'm getting everything? Yeah, I think I'm getting everything. Okay, now we just shoot this open. I don't know, it's just something, because, like, something I do sometimes in these games is I just like to break shit to see, like, how they animated it to break. And I was doing that in Infinite, and it didn't let me do, like, anything, and I remember being a little disappointed.
Fair enough.
Okay, everything's gonna go to shit. Like... The glass... Well, then the sliding's hard to see. The glass is shattering.
You blow up fuse up there! Can't see a damn thing in that boot! Give me a
Looking.
kick, and I'll get you out of there! Moira! Can you hear me in there, darling?
What was its plan when we... Wait.
What?
I don't know, Atlas sometimes feels like one of those characters that, like, didn't entirely think their plan through.
I don't think he did.
Oh, that goes down.
Now, why would you think he did think his plan through?
I don't think he did.
They're everywhere! I can't hold them, got to fall back! Get me family out, and we'll regroup as soon as we can!
I can more or less just walk around here. One thing I am super actually grateful to the Bioshock games for is that there's never really a time limit on you doing stuff.
Fair.
Like, you have all the time in the world to do whatever the hell you want. Oh, why the fuck me?
Because you were taking.
Yeah, I see how much I was at now. I was kind of low. I think that's the first time I've ever died in this section.
Ah, well, there's a first for everything.
Yeah. When I was doing my first run of this game on hard, I would occasionally switch it to easy just so I can regroup supplies, and then I'd switch it back. Because on easy, basically every splicer drops E or a... what's it called? Or a health kit. So it's a lot easier to just kind of like walk through, collect everything, and then you can switch everything back. Oh, did not mean to drink that much alcohol. There you go. Oh, there's money.
You are not Nana.
Yeah.
Scientist. She's damaged goods, alright. Just like all those chumps they scraped out of them prison.
See, like, if I hit that, it sets on fire. And if I throw it, it'll explode.
Need a kind of scratch that'll have Ryan look like he's...
Oh, shit. I knew it was coming, but it still jump scared me for some reason.
Lel.
I finished my Guild Wars stuff, but I haven't received all of my rewards. Weirdly enough.
Stretch.
Stretch.
Get out and get to Arcadia! Jesus!
The sad
Oh, I
music.
suppose.
Would you kindly?
Would you kindly?
The Irish pork pie offered me a deal. I flip him Fontaine and I walk out of here. That's simple. How do I know that fat fuck isn't Fontaine's guy?
Damn it, Dave.
How do I know they're not all Fontaine's guy? Fontaine's got Adam, and everybody wants it. Ryan's got a whole lot of talk
Oh, I see
and a
something over there.
nice suit.
I don't
down
have...
here, any idiot can see which way the wind is blowing.
I don't have telepathy, though, so
Did
I
I do
can't
that
reach
correctly?
for it. Hold up, let me look. Okay, and you know what? I'm not gonna... That's probably stuff I'm overflowing with anyways. I'm not gonna fight with that.
Lel.
You know, something I want to rewatch soon is the Lilo and Stitch series. The television one.
Ah.
Blue, do we use one of our skills? Our core skills?
What?
Do we use one
Wait,
of our
what?
core... For...
Do
we do one of our core skills?
Hang on, I gotta look.
Arcadia has a lot of nice places you can hide out in. It's pretty good for exploring. Exploding.
Exporting.
That was not English.
Export that
Attribute,
Arcadia.
class feat, and skill feat. No skills get increased this time. It's next time.
Okay.
If you get smarter, you can get skill increases, though.
Yes.
But it's some basic bitch shit. It just goes
Well,
up
it's not a
to grade.
skill increase. You can get training in something if you increase your intelligence by something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think...
So if you up your intelligence, you can become trained in one other thing that you're not trained in. You can't make like, change something to an expert or master level.
Right.
But you can just pick one more skill that you're not trained in to now be trained in.
So you can go
Oh,
on.
well.
Intelligence.
Okay.
Wait, should I have done diplomacy or...
I did society, so I can stop rolling at a +2 because it keeps showing up.
Honestly,
No,
society
see,
has been showing up.
Oh, so I can only choose diplomacy or intimidation on what I just ended up doing. And I actually chose intimidation.
Really?
No, I think I'll stick with
Well-
intimidation. Yeah.
Well, it's almost like you guys have been hanging out in a society of late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been around people.
I mean, I'm trained in diplomacy, but it's
I don't
not.
remember if
No,
I
it raised it to expert, and I actually want my intimidation higher because I want to get that barbarian feat where it's like, hey, you're so scared you might die.
You literally scare them to death, right?
Yes.
Next level, I'm gonna upgrade my religion to expert.
It's actually, I wonder, I think the only thing I have as master is crafting right now.
Really?
Let me have a look.
The augmentation procedure is a success. The slugs alone could not provide enough atom.
No, you got Master in Crafting and Occultism.
Ooh, okay, then I think I want to try getting Master in Arcana next. Although usually whenever we do checks, Ren does Arcana and I can do Occultism.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have Master. Wait, do I have Master in Arcana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I have Master in Medicine.
Yep, so Ren has Arcane and Medicine. Scully has Crafting and Occultism. Dunn has Athletics and Survival.
Right.
And then Carmen has Intimidation, Stealth, and Fear Remastered.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Religion.
Pull up. Wrong button.
Today, Arcadia was closed off to all but paying customers. The man hires me to build a forest at the bottom of the ocean and then turns a walk in the woods into a luxury. Ryan asked, will a farmer not be able to sell his food? Is a farmer not entitled to a profit from his
I'm killing the Houdini splicers. Those guys are a little annoying.
argue with a man, and then I remembered who
But like, you can get a bonus later. You can get a bonus later where it makes it really easy to tell where they're coming from. There you go, he's dead.
Where they're coming from and where they're going.
Yeah. What did I grab?
Something, something.
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Lady, you're probably getting paid from the walk in the park that Fontaine made under the water.
Yes. I like Lamford a lot, actually.
Okay, so that's the only thing I get. I get the increase to intimidation or diplomacy, and then.
I wonder if this is the level I start getting Insect Swarm, because I really like that.
Insect Swarm was... Like, as a skill it was cool, but as a visual I fucking hated it.
Yeah. That's fair. I like using it because it's just really good for figuring out where enemies are. And he's dead. Did you see the way he spun when I hit him?
Yup. Also, not for nothing, right? Because, you know, the splicers are bad. Like, I understand that. But also, that man just took 3 shotgun blasts at, like, near point-blank range.
And he just shook it off.
And shook it off. I'm not saying I want to be a splicer. I just wish I was that durable.
Yeah. But it comes at the cost of your sanity.
Yeah.
To be fair, your character's being like stabbed with knives and beaten with pipes and shit, and they're like.
True.
But like then we have the Vita chambers.
Everyone in general is just a lot more durable than they probably would be normally.
Well, with the main character Jack, I kind of justify it a bit more because of the Vita chambers and everything, and because he was kind of like engineered.
To be fair, I don't even know how the Vita chambers work.
How the what?
Yeah, spoiler.
I'm not sure how the Vita chambers work. I just know you die and you wake up in them, so at this point I'm just convinced you're a fucking clone.
There is an explanation for how Vita chambers work, and I mean, like, do you care about spoilers? I already...
I don't give a shit about spoilers, I already played this game.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like... the Vita chamber basically does make a clone of you.
Ah.
That is how it works. Andrew Ryan had them made, you know, in case he fucking died. But the thing is that main you still dies. But it just basically creates a clone from your genetic code with, like, the memories you last had, based on when you last passed a Vita chamber and it was given the chance to take that data.
Ah.
I really like this game for how it explains stuff like that. But yeah, there is actually an explanation for, like, you having multiple lives, essentially. There's a dude right there. Oh, he's dead. And your turn. That's Duggish Slicer. Oh no, she's going for yeah, hello. Oh, I ended up finding a pattern to make the slicer masks out of like foam.
Oh.
So I kind of want to make one.
Nice.
Because I did end up looking to see if anyone was selling the Weird Halloween ones. They were, but it was like $100.
Real skin?
What?
Sorry, I'm looking at
What are you looking at?
skills in Pathfinder.
Oh.
Wear your armor like a second skin, taking comfort in protection it offers. You don't become while wearing armor. I mean, I technically don't. I technically have that already.
You already have that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, did not mean to do that.
See that there's
I know,
different
right?
skills than that I saw before, because honestly.
Okay. I have not chance to hire. It is funny listening to the chaos happening above me, though. I am honestly lost now. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I will say that that is one thing I didn't like about Arcadia. I did get lost a lot.
Yeah. Oh, we don't really need that yet. Into the water. Do I have electricity equipped? Yeah, I do. It's okay, I can shock myself a little. As a treat.
As a treat.
As a treat if it hits somebody else.
What if you end up only hitting yourself?
That's why I make sure I see them right in front of me. Okay, where'd she go? Did I get her? I think she's still alive.
Yeah, she ran.
I think she's still alive, though. Yeah, there she is. Oh, she cracked it above me. There she is. I wish that there were more enemies that used like the plasmids.
Fair
You know?
enough.
Because really the Houdini splicers are the only ones who do. And even then, they only use fire and ice.
What I will say is that I am disappointed that there aren't more splicers that use plasmids. Simply because the name splicer means that they're splicing their genetic code. So you would think that all of them are, you know, modded.
But like, no, oh, she's running. I was about to say she's running into the trap. But like, the other thing is that they're supposed to be splicing with like health boosters, strength boosters, sports like all that kind of stuff. So it's possible that just because Adam is so, oh, hello. He just has a broom. It's possible that like because Adam is so hard to find, they just weren't, more splicers just aren't able to get their hands on like the strong ones, like Incinerate.
I mean, to be fair, they are trying to murder children just to get their hands on Adam.
Right. Can't reach that. Okay, I can't reach it, so I shoot it.
Watch your health.
I know, I'm keeping an eye on it. But I'm not ready to use a... Well, now I am. Oh, is there... Oh shit, he's solitary. I thought somebody else was in there.
Lel.
Sometimes it's hard to tell if they're alone. Because for me, like, I'm usually pretty good at distinguishing voices, but sometimes they'll kind of pitch their voice in a weird way, so even when you hear them talking, you think there's, like, more than one.
This voice actor spoke in such a way that I thought that it was more than just him
Yeah.
talking to him.
talking to himself.
The other itch is that sometimes it is the same voice actor literally talking to himself, and there are more than one.
Yeah, exactly. So it gets like a little confusing to tell like where's what.
On the surface, I once bought a forest.
Yep, there it is.
Parasites claimed that
Oh,
the
wrong
land
one.
belonged to God and demanded that
I do not want to get hit by that one. Because this is an RPG
so the
one.
rebel could stand slack-jawed.
Fires a whole ass
Rocket
rocket at you.
propelled grenade.
When Congress moved to nationalize my forest, I burnt it to the ground. God did not plant the seeds of this Arcadia. I did.
Actually, it was the lady.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is like Ryan's whole fall. Like I can't do this one.
Yes you can. Let's see. Ugh.
No, look at it. Pull up. I might be able to. I think I found the fix. Yeah, I found the fix.
Never say never, woman.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell. Especially when you're like panicking because it's getting closer. Hello. Smile. Got your picture. Damn, that was still not enough. And died. Well, see, she only took 2 shotgun hits.
Lol.
But she still survived the first one at point blank, which is pretty wild.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't get up there. There we go.
I can't get up there, she says.
As she proceeds to
climb
get up
there.
there. I said can't, but I meant can.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, he's just chilling. Look at him, he's just vibing.
What is that? I thought she was having some kind of seizure. And then I realized trees.
Battlecry.
Never
God, I
saw
don't
one before. Thought they were
Primary?
Yeah, I'm thinking Battlecry.
I'm no sort of botanist, but I think Ryan.
Honestly, when I was
Catfall's nice, but I can't remember the last time I dropped her from the cliff.
what I was thinking.
All the oxygen comes from the trees. No trees, no oxygen. Give me a spell to think.
Also, you know, this way with your big battle cry, now I can drop it from the cliff. Immediately make you regret it.
Yeah.
Doing a dirty job for $1.
Ooh, natural camouflage already. Let's get that one later. That one's really useful.
I will also say, fall damage in this one isn't as bad as D&D.
Oh yeah, no, D&D fall damage is fucking brutal.
Oh, you fell 10 feet and take D6 damage.
Time to fucking die.
and believe they're touched by the ancient god.
Like, I don't even think in, like, IRL you would take that much damage.
Goblets of plasmids and calling it ambrosia.
And he's dead.
Died like a bitch.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, I don't need to hit that. I can just hack it like this. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. I lost track of my little square for a second.
That is surprisingly common.
Okay, there's not nearly as much of this as I would like. But I think I can still do this one. Gonna have to get a little creative, but I can do this one.
Yup. Make
gotta-
it twist and wind a lot.
Exactly. There you go. It's possible.
Congrats.
Yay! I'm actually gonna talk to you right now.
Oh, okay.
No!
Rude.
The vending machine!
But please, it wasn't you, was it? No.
So a lot of these character portraits were taken from copyright-free images of real people and then just photoshopped.
Who I'm talking to.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Like Tannenbaum's profile picture was done from like a movie star in like the 40s or 50s, I believe it was.
Ah, I see Monroe.
Not Monroe.
What are you talking about? It's the only movie star that exists.
That's the only one ever.
Yeah, exactly, ever. There
Actually
are
realized she was the only actress ever.
Only
That's what I
actress
still
that ever
reference her to this
existed.
day.
there are exactly 3 actors in existence. Monroe, Bruce Lee, and
Bruce Lee was
Arnold
an actor?
Schwarzenegger.
Yes, that's how he died.
I would have gone with Jackie Chan.
You know what? That's fair.
Does Jackie Chan still act? I haven't seen him in something in a while.
He's literally about to be in the new Karate Kid movie.
There's another one?
Yeah, they've just made one now.
Damn, okay. What? Why are you cackling?
Just your genuine surprise at that.
Like, I knew there was, like, the original, then there was the Will Smith one, or no, Jaden Smith one.
Don't talk about that.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was Karate Kid, Karate Kid 2. I think there was a 3.
There was a
only
3,
2?
and then
Okay.
there was a show.
Oh, wait. We don't talk about 3. Actually, we don't really talk about 2 either.
True.
There was one Karate Kid.
There
We
was
don't talk
one
about anything.
karate, one singular, that's it. That's all there ever is, and that's all there ever was. Okay,
And all
he's
there
dead.
ever will be.
I
That
think
dude looks haunted, whoa.
I think done
You
is
think?
Yeah.
I think I did done.
Done is done?
I think.
Is he
I
well
think I think that you should work on Ben well.
Hold on, I'm still doing shit in Guild Wars. But I was finishing, what do you call it?
Well, have you been well? Have you been well?
To myself.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And I thank you for it, because it is such a funny joke.
Because if you haven't been well, you should definitely work on Ben well.
You should see a doctor about that.
I love that she groans at all the puns, but they were all her fault.
Exactly. Self-inflicted.
Yeah, they were self-inflicted. I do find it funny that those were the ones that I came up with and I'm groaning at them, but then when I figured out one of my characters had one naturally without me really thinking about it, I was like, oh.
Damn it!
What have I done?
This was not intentional.
Yep.
What? How could this happen to me?
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Poor kid. She was not supposed to be a pun. Well, a pun with the well, but she still got it.
You still got the pun. Can't escape the pun.
If her name, it would be Kit Wilson. So like Kit Wilson. And I was just like, oh, I did not plan that one.
That was not intentional.
There has been tremendous pressure to regulate this plasmid
Dunn is
business.
getting his ass kicked.
There have been
Huh?
side effects,
Pathfinder.
blindness,
That's normal.
insanity,
Guild Wars.
But what use is our
Being attacked by a
ideology
vulture.
if it is not tested?
Oh no.
The market does not respond like an infant. Shrieking
Whoa, that did a lot more
at
damage than I thought it would.
displeasure. The market is patient. Speak to
That did so much more damage than I thought it would. Wow.
Yeah, but just typically said just before death.
But I didn't die. I almost did. That thing knocked me down to like 1 HP. I honestly forgot how funny the original Lilo and Stitch movie was.
It's real good.
It's really funny. And the jokes still hold up really well.
He's using the little girl as a shield.
This is low
This
even
is
for
low
you.
even for you.
And then they looked at that and was like, you
Oh,
know
he's
what would be
evil.
good in character development? What if he was evil?
Let's make him like irrationally cruel too.
Don't come whining to me about market
Let's have him
forces and
burn
don't
Leo's
expect
pictures
me
of
to
her
fund
parents.
citizens for showing up.
That's
Like,
totally
like,
something he would do. What'd you say, Ninja?
For no reason, really.
Yeah.
You know what it was? You know what makes it even worse as well?
What?
There's literally an episode in the TV show where he goes evil again because of Angel. And all he does is just start making weird shit. Like, he's not like, you know, going around hurting people or anything. He just immediately, haha, I'm evil again, and then starts going back to, like, mixing chemicals.
Like I said, he's just Heinz Doofenshmirtz with bioengineering instead.
Like, my man
So funny.
was literally mind-controlled into being evil. And all he did was, you know, science.
Exactly.
He wasn't like, you know, setting up, he wasn't like, you know, planning to conquer the world or whatever.
He was just chilling. Did we ever get his backstory as to why he? I don't remember if we got his backstory as to why he was quote unquote evil.
I think he just enjoyed it.
I think it was
He's
just that
basically
he
Dr.
enjoyed it.
Frankenstein, mad science.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was just that he enjoyed it, and I don't think he necessarily set out to make evil inventions, so much as he wasn't allowed to create life, but that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, because
Like,
they
he-
mentioned
so
it was
he
illegal.
made- So he made 000, like, and then he met Hamster Wheel, who made him make the other ones in return for the loan he gave him.
Yep.
So he was already creating life before he even, like, you know, was forced to by Hamster Wheel. So I think he was just a guy who was, like, really into science and didn't care what the law said about creating life.
Yeah. Poor kitty.
I am not.
He just wanted to play God.
Yeah.
I am not hamster kind. I am gentleman.
Gentleman. You know, it honestly says a lot about like how good the show was that like official Disney stuff still acknowledges it to this day. But like you'll never see them acknowledging like the Hercules or Aladdin show.
I didn't actually mind the Aladdin show.
I like them. But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like they
Both are
still have like angel plushies in the theme parks, for instance. But you're never gonna see like any other
Oh, yeah.
Disney show have that kind of appreciation.
Oh, Snapping Strike
I
is the one I
feel
wanted to
like what I would say with the Hercules show was they picked the wrong time period in Hercules' life to do it.
Yeah.
Like for some reason they're like, we're gonna go back to when he was in school and make up like a weird time period for that. Rather than be like, alright, here's his hero career that we kind of skipped over in the singing montage period. Which, you know, is one of the best parts and one of the best songs in that movie.
Yes.
But it would have been really
yeah.
interesting to see, you know,
The
the
actual
zero to hero
full-
part actually in, you know, full. As
Let's-
a TV show.
Not to
Also, you know, Hercules has 12 12 tasks.
Oh, they
Yeah, they
they
could've-
went
they
over
could've squeezed
those
all
in
that
the
in.
series.
Yeah.
They did that in the cartoon series, but apparently it was just something heroes do. It's just like, we'll start doing one of your hero labor. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Hercules, like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the movie still, I enjoy the music, it is still one of my favorite Disney movies. But if you're looking for, like, the story of Hercules, it is not it.
It ain't.
It really isn't.
Zeus
Which is very
too
funny,
nice.
because they even, I mean, everyone is not themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Hera's
Which
not
is
trying
very
to
funny
kill
because
him.
that movie literally starts with them being like, this is the gospel truth.
They fucking
And it
lie.
can't be further it can't be further from the actual, like, Greek stories.
Wait, you mean to tell me that Hercules is not You're a legitimate son.
Yeah. Because like
The man was
especially
literally
because
called Hercules. The man was called Heracles, so Hera wouldn't kill him.
Yeah. So they gave him the Roman name instead because it was the more familiar one.
Yep.
Okay. Somebody around here.
One thing that I would
shit.
think
Hi,
was
Fox
funny
Truck.
about the animated series of Hercules
How you doing?
is because their in-universe reason for why the myths were all wrong for what they're showing in the show is they showed that Homer, the poet, was actually just a tabloid reporter.
That's funny. And I hit the big. No, I actually didn't hit the Big Daddy.
You know what I find really weird about their choices on like what they do with the cartoon or TV show, movie, everything though?
What?
What?
Yeah.
Disney has a long history of making movies where the main villain is quite literally the evil stepmother.
Yes.
And then they take Hercules, which is a literal like allegory of that. This is Hercules and his evil stepmother just wants to kill him.
Yes.
And then they're like, actually we're gonna make the uncle the villain now.
Yeah. It's a
Guy
weird
who literally
choice.
did nothing wrong in his life. Well, slightly
And
wrong.
out of like, you had the choice of two of the uncles, and you picked literally the one that did nothing wrong.
Yep.
Like, how do you pick Poseidon to be the villain?
You do.
There's actual like evidence in real history of like Poseidon being a piece of shit, so it would work fine as like him being the villain. But you picked
Yeah.
Hades, the guy who, if you actually read the stories of Heracles, is actually his #1 supporter, who helps them out all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Hey, Hades, my cousin asked me to grab your dog. Yeah, sure. He gets a little rowdy, so, just wrestle him down, put him on the leash, and bring him back.
I do like the idea that he's like, for your third task, go to hell and bring me Satan's pet dog. And he walks up to me like, hey Uncle Hades, can I walk your dog? And he's like, yeah, whatever, get a fucking
Sure thing,
house.
why not? Well, doesn't Cerberus translate
it's
to
like-
effectively spot?
Yes.
Yes.
Kinda, yeah.
Also, we are
I
well,
think the thing that
Foxtrot.
We're doing our best. I'm finally trying to get back on a
Yeah.
normal streaming schedule now that I'm feeling better. Which is, a
I
relief.
think if we also look into Hades as well with him sort of kidnapping Persephone, there's some ways that that's translated that she actually went with him to get away from her mother.
Yeah. It depends on the translation.
I mean, to be fair,
There's
be fair.
a number of different. Here's the thing as well. There's actually a version of the story where Hades wasn't even involved in it, and Zeus set it all up.
Really?
Yeah, Zeus kidnapped Persephone and dropped her off and took her to the underworld as like to give to Hades as a bride, because he knew Hades liked her. Hades had nothing to do with the kidnapping. He just suddenly found her on his doorstep, essentially.
Yeah.
But by then, she had already eaten from it the food of hell, which means she couldn't leave.
Yeah.
So there's literally a
It's not
version
even
where
hell, the underworld was like
yeah,
a free
there's literally
part to
a
it.
version of it where Hades was not even involved in anything. He just kind of found her there, and then she couldn't leave because she had already had, sat down to dinner essentially.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Like there's so many actual versions of the like kidnapping of Persephone. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and it's not even really hell. There is Tartarus, where all the really nasty people got put. And then
Tartar
there's,
sauce.
I can't remember what it was called, but I think it was like something like the Emeraldy Meadows, where regular people got put. And then there is
Fields
the
of
Elysian
Espado.
Fields, where we're here. Yeah, and then Elysian Fields, where everyone were good, really good, like heroes were put.
Yep.
I've cracked the vector, or at least I'm 99% certain I have. I just
Rip.
Also, because of how history is written, like, in the times, because I do know that, the consent was dubious,
Yeah.
and therefore technically never written.
The
Yeah,
problem with any story in Greek like mythology
Yeah.
Because women were seen as property, their consent in anything that happened was never written about because it didn't happen. So unfortunately, every like encounter, like a man sleeping with a woman, it could be rape or it could be like consent. We will never know because it didn't matter to them at the time, so they never wrote about it.
It's unfortunate.
So therefore, yeah, it's like, yeah, we were told that Hades kidnapped Persephone, but because she might have gone willingly, but it's considered properly, therefore it doesn't matter.
Why Medusa's story is such a mess because we don't know if she will accept the slide or not.
It depends a lot by who tells it. I know that for the original Percy Jackson movie, they did it like Medusa was like intentionally did it, but in the TV show they went along the lines of like Poseidon took advantage of her. Like, of course they don't say it because, you know, it's a kid's show. But they do imply it. Because they make her a lot more sympathetic than she was in the movie.
I mean, my favorite version, it's fucked, but my favorite version because I think it's the funniest way. A, because of how people twist it.
Yep.
My favorite version is that the gods are just the worst. So, Poseidon first broke into Athena's temple, forced himself on her priestess. Then Athena showed up and punished her for being raped.
Yeah.
And the reason I think it's the funniest version, because I know a lot of people in the modern day, for some reason, want to paint Athena as the big hero who, oh, she made Medusa ugly, so no one wanted to rape her again.
Yeah.
And I just think there's so much like weird victim blaming I feel like going on in this.
Yeah.
Both from like the old story and the current story, and it's just very funny to me because it's so fucked.
I thought it was that she cursed her, either to, you know, that's right, she broke a fucking vow of celibacy despite the fact that it was completely not her fault.
Yeah.
Oh.
But in what's it called?
Wasn't it also in one of Athena's temples?
Yep. That's why
it was
Athena
inside
got
of one
so
of Athena's
pissed.
temples, yes.
But again, it wasn't her fault. But like the gods were never reasonable in like most.
I know.
things.
Here's the thing. I will take the Egyptian, the Greek, the Norse gods. I'll take all of them because even if they get written as gods, they're all very human. They all fuck up. They're all selfish, and because of that, I feel like as another person looking up at them, I can be like, I can see myself and my flaws in you. And if you can be flawed, I can be flawed.
Yeah.
Okay? And I take that well over, you know, I am God of the Christian universe. I am infallible. Everything I do is right, and if you question me, you go to hell.
Yeah. Or if you don't worship me in a very specific way, you go to hell.
Yeah. Like, I just prefer, like, all the mythologies and stuff that came from the past and, like, much more human gods than what we kind of have these days where all the religions are like, oh, he's all-powerful and all-knowing and all-seeing. It's like, this fucking Santa Claus at this point.
Yeah.
But blue gods can't
My way of seeing things, because I that's how I can actually make sense of the universe, is that whatever is in control of everything, if there is something, it's just something at a computer and it's dealing with bugs. So many bugs.
Yeah, that thing's dead.
Like, it doesn't know everything, but it tries to. It can't do everything, but goodness knows it tries to.
Yeah.
But, you know, the program doesn't want to cooperate.
Like, the part that loses me is all of this is apparently a test by, like, the one above it. And they're all knowing, so should they already know how the test is going to end anyway? So
Yeah. And then
that's always been the part that I always lose it on when it comes to religion.
Yeah,
there's the whole thing about like free will. Like if you know everything that's gonna happen, then how can there be free will?
Is it really free will if you already know the outcome?
Exactly. Okay, where was it?
Yeah. Good question.
I lost where the Big Daddy was. Where did he go?
Where did he come from?
Where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from, Conrad?
I need to know where he went so I can finish him off.
Lude.
The way you guys said that in freaking unison. Wait, this isn't the same one I was attacking.
Oh man, they must be friends. The way they said it in unison.
I know.
It's almost like we've known each other since fucking high school.
That's true. Wait, oh, there's a dude there. Completely missed that there was this dude there. Okay, well I can get a couple pictures of him. I underestimated how useful the camera was for like many playthroughs before I really realized it.
Doesn't it give you like damage buffs against?
It gives you
the
damage
enemies?
buffs, and it can also give you certain plasmids and gene tonics that you can't get any other way. So it is like really useful to have.
I think I only knew about the damage buffs, so once it was like, got the thing, I was like, okay, I'm good.
I don't need to do any more.
Yeah.
That thing just shot
Oh
somebody.
hey, Ren, since you were like, oh, I want free stuff, right? From Guild Wars. You might want to log into Guild Wars at least for the free wings that they're giving as well.
Alright.
They're giving free shit? For free?
Yeah.
Free stuff for free.
It's specifically for Pride Month, but you can dye it whatever color you want, so...
Oh, that's cool. So it just gives you more colors to use?
No. It's a wing.
Oh!
It's wings.
That's really cool. Oh, shit.
So I know what you meant by wings as in like gliders. But I might have really went to like hot wings, so I was like, oh, that's weird of them to give out hot wings.
Honestly, I thought that too. What? I guess I was mistaken.
If you play Guild Wars this week, we'll send you a coupon to order free like hot wings or something from whatever. I'm just like,
Local wing
that's a
place.
choice.
That's funny.
So what I was gonna say about the whole thing about, oh, God is testing you. It's like, okay, first and foremost, why does he need to test us?
Yes.
Worst off, like, I don't see the point of being tested by someone who already knows how it's gonna end up.
Yeah.
And then when you ask them about the free will thing, it's like, oh, it's because he wants you to choose him out of your own volition. It's just, but why though?
And like, if he already knows what you're gonna choose, like, then you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole part.
When the choice is literally, okay, if you pick the right choice and you pick me, I'll let you come up to heaven with me where you get to live in paradise. But if you pick any other option, like literally anything else, I'm gonna send you to burn until the end of time.
Yeah.
The concept of Lucifer / Satan or whatever also confuses me. As of, he's gonna punish all those who defy God.
But wasn't
Why?
he punished by
defied
God?
him-
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he defy God himself?
Like, why would you want to punish them?
So
shouldn't we be like his friends and be hanging out and going to like
Partying?
the casino and stuff?
Shouldn't he be encouraging?
So, well, he is encouraging it, but if I remember correctly, the explanation I was given was that Lucifer is jealous of humanity because humanity, for some whatever goddamn reason, carried God's favor over the other angels. Which really begs the question, why are we preferable to the angels?
Yeah. That was weird.
God was tired of looking at a bunch of floating lines.
Got tired of people watching him all the time.
Yeah, the way I see it with that thing though is just like the concept of an evil force making you do bad is just so they can say that takes responsibility off them for when they actually do something bad. Because they could say, "Oh, I was tempted to do it by evil." It's just like, no, you didn't.
Tempted
You
by
wanted
the
to do
devil.
You wanted to do it. Okay. I think
had
I
a
it. You
finally
could have
found
said,
it.
"No, I'm not going to do it," but you chose to do it,
It
and
was
that
your
is on you.
choice. Hello. Thank you. And now you can go ahead and hit the Big Daddy so I don't have to. There we go. No, I feel the same, because, I think that's kind of like what walked me away from Catholicism, was just like the inconsistencies of logic.
There were. Oh, I didn't even take pictures of little sisters.
I didn't either. I was trying to take a picture of this guy. Ooh. Photographer's eye.
Thank you, Rosie.
Little sister. What does she give
I'm
you if
so
you get it?
confused about that.
I know. What does she give you? I've never known you could get multiple. Huh. Okay. Anyways, you're on fire now. Okay, he's dead.
Someone was saying something.
Take
and
more
got the-
pictures.
Exactly.
I can't take more pictures after you go a certain amount. On the same guy.
Well, it's not a guy, it's a little girl.
In the gathering dark, you light a candle. You have saved the little ones when you might have shown your cruelty.
Yes.
I am sending
Run away,
something
child.
your way to demonstrate our fact.
Like the thing that I always found funny is like somebody could totally just kill one of these kids now.
Yeah.
That they're just like run. Girl, there was a thing right here. Why are you running over there? Disgusting. Well, I guess she is a child, so I shouldn't expect extreme intelligence. Girl! Where are you going? You have passed like 2. Okay, I'm actually curious.
I think another thing as well with what lost me
there she
is, funny enough, like the whole deadly sin thing. It's like, why are the most common like emotions that humans feel? Why did they so happen to be the things that God doesn't want us to feel?
Because it's supposed to be a test. You're
Because
supposed to
they-
have to fight against it.
And then feel like shit afterwards.
Exactly.
Oh, you got angry, you're going to hell. Oh, you did something really well and you felt pride in that. You go to hell.
How
Oh,
dare
you
you be
Got
proud of
horny.
something you
Going
did.
to hell.
You got horny, you go into hell. Oh, you worked really hard yesterday, so now you're gonna take a break. Ah, that's sloth, you're going to hell.
God. I remember being when I was in high school and I was doing the whole process for confirmation, which for anyone who doesn't know that what that means, it basically means like in your like teenage years you're dedicating yourself to the church.
Oh god.
That's
Ew.
what confirmation is. And they make you do it as that you can do it as a kid, but sometimes they'll have like adults do it. But they usually make you do it around the time you're a teenager. Like my mother got confirmed before she got baptized. Or excuse me, not
Okay,
baptized.
first
first
and
communion.
foremost, the irony of your mother, you know, devoting herself to the church is astoundingly hilarious to me.
Oh shit. Oh my god, I barely made that. Well, why? She's like
Because
super
it's your
religious.
mother.
Yeah, but she's super religious.
I would like to remind you that the last time I heard from your mother, she was basically embodying greed.
Yes. She does a lot of them, but no, she's such a good Catholic. Yeah.
He's a Catholic, guys. He's a Catholic.
That means that she can't do anything wrong. No, aside from that, I'm not gonna get on my mom right now.
Fair enough.
But yeah, cause what is y'all your favorite? What I did not read that right. What is
your
your
favorite
all
dog breed?
favorite dog breed? That's a good question. Oh shit, Chihuahua.
Really?
I got
Really?
kind of like corgis.
I like Chihuahuas. I grew up with them. I love Bruce, but I mostly grew up with small dogs.
You could have picked something adorable like a corgi.
Yes, corgis are cute.
That is what I like.
I'll go a border collie. 'Cause I have a
I like huskies.
Huskies are cute. When I was a kid, I wanted a husky.
I love those drama queens.
That makes
I mean,
me-
if you wanted a husky, you could have just let me know. There you go.
the
Yeah,
way
the
it
husky
screams
experience.
sometimes is so funny.
I could blame the Germans.
I see. So Ren wants to adopt a child.
Sounds like it.
Oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about confirmation. I was remembering because like they make you do Sunday school for like a year in order to do confirmation, and I hated it for one because it
Yeah,
was
fair
boring as fuck. But then like I
Yeah,
remember the
since we-
teacher would be like so like religious guilt trippy. Like, I know you guys are going through puberty and you're having these thoughts, but just know that God doesn't want you to have these thoughts, and that if you act on them, you're sinning in the name of God. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Look, here's the thing, right? God put those thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
He made me.
Exactly.
Also, Foxtrot says his is either an Australian Shepherd or a Deccan.
Oh, a Dachshund. Australian Shepherds are really good dogs.
Yeah.
Can't think of a dog, so I have no answer.
I know
She
your
likes
answer.
poodles because they're extra aggro.
Well, I was
Oh,
gonna
fuck
say,
no.
her answer is cat.
I mean, can I change my if her answer's cat, can I change my answer? My answer's
fair.
also cat.
They love to dig. Which ones, Dachshunds or Australian Shepherds? Because I know Dachshunds
I believe
like to
Dachshunds like to dig.
dig. Because like that's like in
They
their
are literally
DNA.
made to dig.
Yeah. They were supposed to get in them little holes. Yoink. Yoink. And
My headset died for a second, and when I came back, all I heard was you saying
oh no!
Fair enough. Lewd.
No!
You gotta stop being so lewd.
I don't do it on purpose.
I feel like that's
she
a
does it
lie.
on purpose.
Heyo!
Dolphins, though, are real bastards.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But they're so cute.
Are they?
Did you know they're the only other animal other than humans that have sex for non-reproductive reasons?
Yes, and they use that ability for horrible things.
I believe not doing it for reproductive purposes and doing it for pleasure is called for recreation.
I think you're a nerd.
You're not wrong.
Accurate.
Fun fact, this is the only area that this type of splicer exists.
What a nerd.
Yeah. They're called pig skin splicers. Because they're dressed like football players.
Ah.
They're awesome.
I don't know, he doesn't look black.
Oh, there it goes. I'm stuck. There you go.
I am sorry, Uni. You may now denounce.
Ah! It's because
Ren,
it's because
Ren,
Blue's
they're
the
not
only
black
full
anymore,
white
they're
person
Mexican.
here.
Oh, that's right!
All placed their hand on the great.
They're not black anymore, they're in a mariachi band.
Because I was gonna say
believe
like
this is better than the
Blue.
Elder Scrolls version.
We all
Abuelita's gonna
fully
get us to the chancla.
by it.
I was gonna say Blue Cole. Are you guys full
Children
white?
are an abomination.
I couldn't
But
be
it is
more
not
white
my
if
hand
you tried.
alone on the chain that
Because I was gonna say
Yeah.
me, Ren, and Samantha, and what's it called,
fingers
Ninja,
will
are all. I'm so sorry. Are all
Doxed.
like partially.
No, I'm laughing.
Get fucking doxed.
I don't mind. My name is so common, I don't really mind. It's just that I know Ren does.
It's
I am a
'cause
very
whenever
private
I
person
talk
when it
about
comes
you
to it.
guys, I use your real names. So like Nana, like it's just easier for Nana to understand instead of saying Ren and Ninja.
Fair enough.
But like, obviously for blue, I still use blue, and coal, I use coal.
Fair enough.
You know,
I don't think she does.
No.
Good, keep it that way.
Okay.
you know, to be fair, I find it absolutely and astoundingly hilarious that Ren is considered my real name.
Yes.
That's not his real name.
I'll be honest, it's at least I feel like it's a better name than your actual name. Your name is, but let's just say it. Your names are very common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of our
Like-
names are super common.
That's
Probably
why
are.
we got used to doing, you know, nicknames.
And like, in any case,
Yeah.
I prefer being called Uni than my real name anyways.
See, this is what we do. You do, Uni, is you just introduce whoever you're gonna introduce us next to as our nicknames, and that's it.
You know what? You're
You
right.
don't have to worry about, because that's how we introduced you to Ren's mom.
I remember, she
Yeah.
asked me for my government name.
Did she?
Yes.
I
don't
believe
think
it.
I don't think she said it that way, but she's like, what's your like actual, like, what name did your parents give you? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's
Yeah, I believe it first and foremost, but like the other thing is, she has heard so many of my friends call me Ren that's probably where that came from.
I guess my son has a new name.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I call him Ren all the time. She understands when I say Ren.
Right. That you're referring to Red.
I overwrote my name through sheer force of will.
For me, I was always
just
sad
kept-
my name was so common.
I just kept introducing myself to random people as Ren, that people just say, they look at me, go Ren, and then talk to my parents as if though Ren is my normal name, and my parents just go, oh yeah, Ren!
Yeah, that's my name.
I overwrote my name by just sheer stubbornness.
I don't think I could do that to my family.
I know that I used to get angry when I met another person with my name, but then there was one time where I ended up having to do a school assignment with with a person with my name, and she was so nice that I was like, I can't hate her for having my name.
I can't have this box anymore.
See, what would get me angry is because of my last name, I was technically the second one. So they would call me something different, and I didn't like that. And then when I finally hanged out with her, I was like, she's so nice. I don't want to be angry over petty reasons, so I just
Dropped it.
yeah.
That's fair. This guy is terrible.
Out of curiosity, what was the conversation going to be before we got off track with names?
I lost my train of thought. Somebody remind me what I was saying.
You were asking if blue was white.
Oh yeah. I was wondering that just because like me, Ren, and Ninja are all levels of mixed.
So me personally, no, I could literally not be any more white to the point where, because my parents did it and they asked me to do it, it fucking did the DNA test bullshit.
Right.
23 and me.
I am so Northern European that there isn't even like a you're 1% other in the list. They literally have the full 100% and it's all just, hi, you are Welsh, Scottish, Irish, and Scandinavian.
You're
Dear Uncle
you
Ruckus.
sunburn easily.
Dear Uncle Ruckus, it turns out you are 102% African with a 2% margin of error. With a 2% margin of error. Why,
Yeah.
white Jesus? Why?
So yes, I am 102% fucking Northern white European with 2% and possibility of actually being also more white than I was.
That's funny.
I know what I am.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I am basically pretty much white as well. Except that, there is probably some Native American in there somewhere. Just like tiny fraction at this point now.
Look, I for one am glad I, participated in co-hosting this. It has loosened me up to, just being dumb on stream. So, thank you for that, Uni.
Oh,
secondly, due to location of birth, I don't know what my racial makeup is, because I don't know what fucking percentage of Chinese.
What?
What?
Where's that in?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
South American.
Huh.
That's probably like so tiny though.
Like when you show up?
I was gonna say he's probably closer to being pure than you and me, Uni.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Look,
I'm the most Mexican
I probably
of
have-
the grandkids.
I probably have some Native American. I probably have, because of Native American, there's probably some fucking Chinese and some fucking, what's it called? Why am I forgetting their name?
What?
Why am I forgetting, like, the most famous ship people in existence?
Hawaiian?
No.
New Zealand?
Oceania?
Iceland.
Ah.
Ah.
You're right. Why did it take me so long to come to the Vikings?
Thank you, Vikings!
Look, you're talking about South America. My mind was still in Native American, so there was a few that you
fair.
I'm confused.
So, probably like some proper Spaniard in there, somewhere. Because if you look at me, I look white.
You do. So do I, to be fair. Despite me being the most Mexican of the grandkids, I am also the whitest on both sides of the family, physically.
Lamau.
Wow.
Which is very...
I know I am a mutt.
What is it? Like, I think the only person who's, in my family who isn't, like, part Mexican is, like, I have a cousin who is adopted.
Ah.
And his family, like, the adopted family was black. But he is white as hell.
Again, I need to go back to that. Sorry, go ahead.
But it's funny because he has, like, my family just says, like, I almost said, like, my last name, and I'm like, no, but, like, they say that my family has a certain kind of personality type that is, like, very loud on my dad's side. And even though, like, my aunt likes to says, like, his adopted mother, I don't know why I'm, like, rambling like that. But anyway, she likes to say that, like, he was already built to be a part of the family because he already has that personality style.
Fair enough.
Ah.
And it's funny.
I don't...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Finish.
I was gonna say, he looks so much like my aunt. It is so funny because, like, he's adopted, but he looks just like her.
Hey there, fellas.
Ah.
Like, he has the same, like, style of hair, like, the same curly hair, like, the same facial features. It's wild.
Always wanted to be. Come and visit us at the Met Bath for a free
I know I'm just a blend of mixtures, that's for sure, because my mother was a blend of mixtures already, and then my father's race is essentially just a blend of mixtures. So, yeah, I'm a blend of mixtures. That's why I just call myself a mutt.
That's fair.
Yeah, fair.
It's a lot easier that way.
My family is
Oh,
pretty
it's Don who's
straightforward
doing that.
Mexican.
What?
Okay, so... Because I'm trying to set up for next week, for the next game.
Uh-huh.
And as I was putting down tokens, you guys kept getting the buff. You kept getting these particular buffs over you. I was like, where's this coming from?
Yeah?
And I thought it was somehow coming from the map that you guys were last on in the Daggerfall mansion. Because it's the same buff that you're getting from being next to that Catboy guy.
Yeah.
They just picked that buff, that's where it's coming from. It was confusing the shit out of me, because I thought he was somehow giving you the buff from a different map.
No, I started to spec into it.
You left an impression.
Yeah.
They just picked it up is what's happened.
Yeah, I've been wanting to pick it up for a while now, so I'm like, level 10, level 10,
Level 10! Yeah. Yoink. And yoink.
I'm going to continue to find a way to buff my party while still being the fighter.
Oh shit, he's still there.
Fair enough.
Oh god, I just remember this. I should take Tylenol. My neck is hurting.
Oh no!
Fine, I slept.
You wanna know, it genuinely terrifies me.
What?
Look at this fucking hallway. It's really pretty, but also look at Uni. She's holding a gun.
Yeah, but if I do this, nothing's gonna happen.
I know, but if I was actually down there in Rapture, those fucking those glass hallways would terrify the fuck out of me.
Agreed. Like we were saying the other day, like you could not get me to live in a world like this.
Like, I won't say you couldn't. I think you could. But it would be some extenuating circumstances that would get me to live in Rapture.
End of the world on the surface?
Yeah, basically.
I'm so sorry, Blue. I should have told you that I picked it.
No, it was fine. Like I would have worked it out eventually. It was just confusing me because it was the same buff that you were getting last time. I was just so confused where it was coming from.
She hacked the game.
Yeah, I totally hacked the game. Support for my party.
I went ahead and, because you changed how assurance works now, I went and re-grabbed assurance. Made my life easier, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I look at things and go, I don't know what I'm grabbing.
You know what this is?
Yeah, that's
Same.
kind of what I was like. Go ahead.
You're grabbing the ability of Jim.
Yup, the gym ability.
Special powers.
I know before I picked the battle cry, I was like, I don't know which one to pick.
Oh, it is Pac-Man!
It's Pac-Man!
Oh, it is the Pac-Man. That's funny. Yeah, I was just like, what do I pick?
What do I do?
Yep.
Yes, hello, Fuzzball.
Cat!
Yes, cat.
Yes. I love cats, but I'll never have one. Unless, well...
Allergies.
They actually have a pet food that makes allergies go away.
Huh.
Yeah, wait.
I think we told you about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that we were there already.
I mean,
I thought we were still working on it.
No, I think it's technically out, but it's
out.
still in testing phases, is it not?
No, you can buy it commercially.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, huh, because I didn't know we were there yet.
We are. It's just, predictably expensive.
No. Every new side. Here's why I get angry at video games. It is because the technology for making video games has gotten more readily available and easier to understand and use.
Yes.
And therefore I feel that video games should be getting cheaper, not more expensive.
I agree.
But like when it comes to like say VR, I'm willing to be like that should be expensive because that is a new technology.
Right.
But Ren, all the fancy graphics. Games are
Fuck
about
the
graphics,
fancy
yeah?
graphics.
I agree.
If someone posted a thing, and I 100% agree with it, then we need to take away graphics from video games until people realize that fun is the idea, not the graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What I will say.
We go all the way back to fucking pixel art, fucking 2D fucking side scroll bullshit, until people realize, okay, the point of a video game is to play a game and have fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not to have the greatest freaking graphics available.
Look, you want to know how I know that graphics are bullshit and like, oh, the more realistic it is, the better? You want to know how I know that's bullshit? VR chat.
Yeah.
The amounts of people who are picking to be Kermit or some other fucking random anime girl as opposed to being Call of Duty soldier number who the fuck knows what now should tell you enough.
Most unrealistic aspect of Ready Player One for me.
You actually watched that?
I have a horrible confession.
Yeah.
I really like that movie.
That is a horrible confession.
I really like
Here's the
that
thing.
movie.
Here's the thing, if you like the movie for the movie, that's fine.
I like the movie for the movie.
I just hate it because everything it does is so wrong.
It's so dumb.
Like, the guy who wrote it obviously knew nothing about both video game culture, but even online culture.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
it's
god,
almost
it's so
like
bad.
it's like Sword Art Online levels of I don't understand how this actually works. I'm just making it up.
I'm pausing because I have such a tangent to go off on that. So there's a second. So, first of all, the original Ready Player One book is absolutely abysmal. They take the time to, one of like the missions they have to do is recount the movie War Game. The entirety. They have to recite the entirety of that movie from memory.
Oh.
That is one of their missions in the book. Which, what the hell? But anyways, the writer writes so awkwardly. It is insane because he does things like over-explains everything. Like, there's that bit at the movie where the main character, Wade, he is like over-explaining that his car is based off of the car from Back to the Future, right? And that part alone is like already kind of insufferable just because of how pretentious. For the record, I don't like the main character. I like everyone around him.
I fucking despise the main character so much.
I don't like him. But anyways, he talks so pretentiously in the beginning, but that's how the whole book is written. Like,
There's a
very
scene
awkwardly.
with the main character where he shits all over one of his friends because she decides to use an avatar that doesn't look like her. And that's his biggest gripe, is that he doesn't like people who don't just play themselves. But then later on, he goes on to explain that his avatar doesn't actually look like him because he made it like taller, more muscular, and more handsome than he actually looks.
Yeah, and then like in
So
the
he's
movie,
the
it's like a
biggest
full-on
fucking
anime
hypocrite.
guy.
Like, he's the biggest fucking hypocrite where he shits like the reason why the girl in the game plays a male avatar is because she was told if she played a female avatar, no one would take her seriously.
Yeah.
And then he just needs to shit all over her before it.
Yeah.
Because how dare you not just why disguise yourself? That's a show of weakness. Only for you to then learn later on his avatar doesn't look like him.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy so much.
Such an asshole. Like, they tone it down for the movie so he's more quote-unquote likable, but he's still insufferable. The thing is, though, I don't know if you remember that was Steven Spielberg who directed the movie.
Uh-huh.
Well, the thing is, he went to the author and said, hey, I want you to write another book for me to make into a movie.
Oh, no.
And what ends up happening is that book basically is the plot of Sword Art Online.
Oh god.
But
Amazing, that's
they
bad.
don't just do that. They don't just do that. They lampshade it too. They have every
I
character
forget what that
say,
means.
basically acknowledging how stupid what they're talking about is, because they have every character say, hey, isn't what's happening just like that show Sword Art Online? They keep doing that. because I guess Steven Spielberg came up with the plot, and everyone was like, "Hey, that's just Sword Art Online." So instead of like coming up with a different plot, they just like, "Hey, we pointed it out, so it's fine." It is so dumb, but like they keep saying it, and like a YouTuber I watched, she pointed out like in the year 2052, how relevant would Sword Art Online even be at that point?
Right.
Especially because like these characters were obsessed with like the 80s.
To be fair,
God, they wouldn't even know.
It technically is relevant simply because we now have the actual fucking series of Sword Art Online, which is the abridged series, which is superior in every way.
Yeah.
Like, funny enough, someone made a remake of Sword Art Online, and it is actually good. It has actually become relevant again.
Yeah.
Fair. What I was gonna say, right, is if you play a female avatar, you're not gonna be taken seriously. Actually, World of Warcraft has taught us what happens when you play a female avatar. People just give you free shit for some unknown reason.
Sometimes.
You go into
It
the
depends on
server
the game.
and you go girl. You go into the server and you go girl voice, and people give you money. I know from experience. I did that all the
Depends
fucking
on
time.
the game, honestly.
No, if you
how-
can make a
you know how
character
you-
sexy enough, it won't matter.
You know how many fake boyfriends I had in World of Warcraft because they gave me free shit? Because I was pretending to be a girl because I had this squeaky teenager voice?
Oh my god.
I bankrolled characters off that.
That's so funny.
I literally had essentially, she was a cross between like,
I'm guessing
you know,
get to an outdoor visual.
like she was a gold digger, like, you know, personality, obviously. But she was also a Smurf account where I played extra bad on purpose to go into it.
Oh
So
my
she
God.
existed to be bad, but I made her like the sexiest elf character I could make her. And then I would just go and basically be blaming people by pretending to be a girl and be like, oh ho ho tee hee, I don't know what I'm doing. Can someone help me? And they would help me. Smurf account, I'm extra playing bad, so they would carry me through dungeons, give me all the best gear and all their money, and then I would just go and mail it to my actual account.
That's so funny.
She literally exists because I knew there was like a group of 5 guys who I was in a fucking like guild with,
Right.
who fucking for some reason obviously didn't have anyone else in their life, I'm gonna say. Like these days I feel bad for doing it.